hello, my little minions. How was the last couple days for all y'all? I got a Christmas background and it's not working, and I'm not understanding why. Why, dear Christmas background, are you not cooperating with me? There it is. I can just put myself in the corner, put myself in a timeout or something here. No. Aha! I found it. This is what essentially I would love for everything in my house to look like. Pink and black and purple, they're my favorite colors. I mean, I do have a pink Christmas tree. That's a fact. That's a real thing. But I would have to find black. I have pink wrapping paper. I need to find black wrapping paper and purple wrapping paper to sort of match said theme. But I would love for my underneath my Christmas tree to look exactly like that. I try every year. And no, that's not mine. That's what I would love for it to look like. My tree is pink. Looks like that one's white in this picture. I do have a black tree skirt though. It's very pretty. It's very blingy. But no, I wish this is what it looked like. I don't have a fireplace. You know, Santa's got to go under the door, and we don't have pink candlesticks either, or a black sort of garland that's going around it like that. That's kind of cool. We do have, however, pink and black stockings. Although mine usually remains empty, we do have them. We do have them. Hey, girl, hey. Thank you, Michael. I guess it was, right? I guess it was a wild weekend. I had a migraine from hell yesterday to the point where I don't know who called, who texted. I apologize if I did not get back to you because literally, I felt like my head was going to explode from the inside out. I kid you not. I really feel like it was going to explode. And so I stayed in my bed, nice and comfy, because I couldn't have any light. I couldn't watch TV. I literally couldn't do anything. My phone kept sort of like vibrating, and at one point I put it on D&D, do not disturb, because I just couldn't, right? I would check the time periodically. At one point I tried to like check messages, and then like the light, the blue light from my phone was just like too much. I had to put it down. I was just like, I can't do that. I cannot with the light and the sound and the whole shebang, you know. I would like to give a couple shout outs. So yesterday, I got a package. Casey. I got a package yesterday, and I did not put it together yet because I have not had time. But Casey so kindly from my wish list got me this pink rolling cart that I had wanted. Essentially, I really want it for a lot of my vinyl and things like that. I have my Cricut here, and I know I have some shelves over here, but it doesn't hold everything I need it to hold. And I have some drawers here. So the rolling cart is going to be very, very helpful. It's going to sort of go over here in the corner-ish where you guys can't quite see. I mean, the room is mostly an office of mine, but next to me there's a big black shelf, and that holds like all of the board games for our family, and there's 3 shelves of board games and a bottom shelf of like some arts and crafts stuff. But I don't have any space for my own sort of like arts and crafts stuff. I make necklaces, bracelets. I drill and I set pearls, but my pearl drill broke probably a year ago, so I haven't replaced the drill. But I already have some that are drilled, thank God, so I can still make with those. But nonetheless, I didn't have any space to put like, you know, the beads here and some vinyl here. And so Casey was so kind to get me that rolling cart, which I appreciate. And it was a nice birthday gift. Thank you, Casey. And I got a second birthday gift. Well, I got 3 gifts this year, but I got a second birthday gift from Miss Leah here. Okay. Best gift. Something I could need. You always want something you need. So you guys' gifts were like perfect because it's something I need, which is what I tend to put on my wish list. It's like things that I need, like clothes, or because I do need clothes. But Miss Leah here got me, get ready for it. I was talking about these the other day, and I didn't ever click in my mind like, oh, I should put those on my wish list. I did want to, but then I forgot. And you guys are the ones who told me they existed. But Miss Leah here got me cooling blankets. And they're very cool. I kid you not. They're so cool. You put them on your skin, and it's literally like just a cool touch, right? And so you're not trying to sleep. In my house, it's an all or nothing. It's either hot or too cold. If I turn the heat below 70, it shuts it off completely. I don't know why. I have no control over it. I pay the heat, but either something's wrong with it or my landlord has some sort of like set on it that it, once it's below 70, it shuts off. So it's either cold or too hot. And I usually keep it right at 70. So it's on, but that makes it too hot in here. All right. If you open the windows, it gets too cool. All right. So the solution was the cooling blankets, and they are amazing. Also, she got me these beautiful socks, and they say, you guys are going to love this. It says, I'm not 39. I'm 18 with 21 years experience. And they're pink, and I love them, of course. So thank you. I love you. You guys got me the best gifts ever. And the big gift was the song that my husband had written for me. And I'll let you guys listen to it. It was beautiful. And it was a well thought out gift, which, to be fair, my husband doesn't always do. He doesn't usually think things out in a way that makes sense. It might make sense in his man mind, but it doesn't always make sense and correlate to everyone else, for the love of God. But let's see if I can get it on screen. This is my birthday song that he had written and done for me. I was not prepared, obviously, to get that as a gift. It was an amazing gift. It was very kind. And it made me cry like a big baby back bitch, not going to lie. And I'm not a crier. So, and we own the rights to the music, thank God. So YouTube, if you try to copyright strike me, my husband has paid for the rights to this music because it's about me, you fuckers. So without further ado, I will let you guys listen to it.
I love. It's been 11 years through all the laughter.
You guys can hear it, right?
Through all the tears. We traveled the world side by side, building memories with love as our guide. Elisa, you're my heart and my soul. In your love I found my home. 3 beautiful girls and so much more. With you, Elisa, life's worth living for. From the first moment I saw your smile, I knew we'd walk this road for miles. Through every birthday, every day we've shared, you've been my world, always there. Elisa, you're my heart and my soul. In your love I found my home. 3 beautiful girls and so much more. With you, Elisa, life's worth living for. We've seen new places, made memories so sweet, but the best part of life's when you're with me. Our girls are growing, our love's still strong. With you, Elisa, I know where I belong. Elisa, you're my heart, my soul. In your love I found my home. 3 beautiful girls and so much more. With you, Elisa, life's worth living for. 11 years, and it feels like day one. With you, Elisa, the journey's just begun. I'll love you forever, and that's no doubt. With you by my side, there's nothing we can't figure out.
Yeah, I cried like a big baby, okay? I cried like a big baby. It was very sweet. And it's the literal song. My husband did not travel at all before we were together. And I'll tell you guys a million times, we've been together 11 years. Our 11-year anniversary was in July. And, I got 3 daughters. We have 3 daughters, and my oldest is about to be 21 tomorrow. And I'm an old bag now, but he's a keeper. We keep him because we like him. Although sometimes I tell him, I might need to trade him in for a newer model. I didn't keep the receipt on him, but we we love him nonetheless. And I was not prepared for that. We kept saying, like, I already have your birthday gift. And I'm like, well, that's not like you. You buy things last minute, sir. Like, what do you mean you already have my birthday gift? I don't know what you're talking about. See, it's in my bag. And I'm like, your bag? What bag? How could it fit in your bag? Would you like your round of applause for being a good boy? Yeah. Yeah. He's a keeper, guys. You guys think he's a keeper? He's a keeper, babe. He popped his head in. Boop. You heard us talking about him, guys. You heard us talking about him. No, but seriously, though, he's a good boy. And, right? Warranty expired. I don't know. I'm just saying, like... But he is very thoughtful, and he's a great dad, and he's a great partner. And the song itself, it just means so much, in general, because we've had a lot of ups and downs, not in our relationship per se, but just in life. I'm gonna get to that. So when he gave me the song, I was like, this is so amazing. He didn't travel much before us, and since we've been together, we've traveled the whole East Coast. We've been to Florida numerous times. He had never been to Florida before. We've taken many family trips and things like that, because, like I told you guys before, memories are what makes sense to me for my kids. Like, I, just like you guys, most of you guys, work paycheck to paycheck, and so if I have to save for a trip, for a weekend trip to go camping, which is fairly decently cheap. When we do a lot of camping, we love camping, then I would rather do that than buy my kid slime on the weekends. You know what I mean? Like, it just makes more sense to do things together. And as a matter of fact, I took a picture. Let me see if I can send it to my email here. Of us, my 2 older ones, they're not a fan of me taking pictures of them anymore. Apparently they're too cool for me. And so they do this. They keep doing this, right? And I'm like, God damn it, just let me take the goddamn picture. You're going to smile in this family picture and you're going to love it. And they're like, no, we're not. Fuck you, mom. Like, they put their hands in their face. So I'm like, you know what? I give up. I give up taking pictures. My little loves taking pictures. And I took this really sweet picture of my little and me and my husband on Thanksgiving. And we're obviously being goofballs too, because we're just giant goofy goofballs. But I will tell you that was probably one of the best gifts I've ever gotten. And it doesn't need to be, and this is what I mean, like, it doesn't need to be a Gucci bag to mean something, right? Leah getting me the blankets, like, something I needed and something that I love, like, that's like gonna help me sleep. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna help me sleep. Casey going out of her way to get me the rolling cart for my birthday, like, I'm going to need that thing. I love it. I haven't put it together yet, but I love it, right? Wallflower sent me a $25 gift card to Amazon. I'm going to use that on something, you know what I mean? Something that I need, probably clothes, because I like a shirt, a warm shirt or a warm pair of sweatpants, because I need clothes, right? So I'm like, this is probably going to go towards, like, laundry soap or something. And she's like, no, you buy something for yourself. I'm like, God damn it. I don't know how to do things like that. But I was not expecting a song that was well written out, obviously sung in country style. My husband loves country, by the way. I went and saw with my friend. It was on her bucket list. It wasn't last year, but it was the year before. And we went. I used to go to Country Fest every year. I still love Country Fest every year. I'm too old now. But we were taking these pictures, right? And this was on Thanksgiving, so it was the day before my birthday. And I'm thinking to myself, we are so corny, right? Like, we just are, like, as a couple in general, like, we're wicked corny to the point where people are like, ew, go get a room. You guys act like you're, like, the first this is like the first time you've ever, it's like your first month dating or something. And it's like, well, that's just how we are. You know what I mean? Like, that's literally just how we are as a couple. I just don't get sick of him, you know, even when he's being annoying. But his annoyingness is him being a big man child and sort of laying his head in my lap and just being like, love me, you know, and I will forever and forever and ever and ever. And he knows that I'd take a bullet for him if necessary. Although clearly I don't think I would need to, since we don't get into those situations where any bullets would be flying. But nonetheless, I would jump in front of a bus or a train for him, and he knows this. But the song was so well written out about all the traveling we've done and our 3 daughters and, you know, the ups and downs of not our relationship in general, but just of life, and how we always figure it out together, right? Like, if I am down and I have a shitty week or 2 weeks on the stream, and I, you know, we might be poor people, but he always picks me up, you know, and I do the same, you know. If he has a shitty week, I pick him up. Like, it's a 50-50 thing, you know. It's not a 70-30 or a 20-20, right? Like, I give him grace when he drops his clothes all over the, you know, floor instead of in the basket, and he gives me grace when I leave my empty, you know, soda can next to the bed and not throw it out for a day, you know. Because I'm working, right? This was Thanksgiving. This was us on Thanksgiving. We were selfieing it. We were taking selfies. This was just one of the ones that came out. But it was such a nice gift. I wouldn't have thought, and I'm pretty good at thinking up unique gifts, something that other people wouldn't get. Like last year, we got my friend Kara a star, and it came with like a necklace, and it had the coordinates of where the star was, and then it had her name on the necklace. It was engraved onto the necklace, and it had a map and like a picture with a frame. I'm pretty good at thinking up like gifts that are different for people, something that like not everyone would have, because you want something that's sort of different, and that the person's it's gonna mean something, right? And that couldn't have meant more, right? Because it's literally about our life and how we always pick each other up. So, fun story. I was so happy. I don't usually get birthday gifts, so that was a very nice surprise. There was a couple people. Kathy, thank you, Kathy, sent me $10 on my birthday to say happy birthday. There was a couple other people that sent, I think it was 20, 25, and one other person. And I appreciate all of you. That was very nice of all of you. So yeah, right, blankets and a mattress. I wish. I actually need a new mattress. Our mattress is old, very old, and my back is junk, and so that's also why I have a hard time sleeping, because we have like a memory foam topper. We used to have a memory foam mattress, but that, you know, that was old too. So we got this mattress years ago from someone that was like brand new, but their child was like autistic, and that was at the time we had gotten rid of ours. And so they gave us this one because it was essentially not used, but it's been used, and now it's to the point where like there are springs somewhere in there, and you can feel that it's like just on the edge of needing to like go. And I'm like, oh God, I can't afford a new king mattress. Although they did have a good Black Friday sale on like a 12-inch memory foam mattress for like $250 or something like that. And I'm like, oh, I don't know where I'm gonna find that, but if I do, that'll, you know, if I happen to get another gift, I'm gonna save up the gift cards anybody gets me for Amazon. I'm gonna buy myself a mattress. It might take a year, but that's what I'm gonna do, because I like sleep, and I don't sleep well as it is. Thank you. That's not, it's funny because my husband never wears white hats, but he was wearing like a button-up shirt, and he decided to wear that hat of all hats. He has, you know, black or like dark blue ones that I feel like look much better on him. But right now he has lots of hair, and usually he doesn't. He has a beard, but he usually does not have all the hair he has, and he had been growing it out because I was like, I like his hair is wavy, and so I'm like, just let me hard fade it to the side, and you have some like, you know, hair. And so he's got a lot of hair now, and it cannot be tamed, my friends, without gel or mousse. It's very boyishly charming, okay? But he likes it out of his face, And so, hat. Right? Doesn't it feel great to have a new mattress though when you do? Oh, see, that's great. Mattresses are so expensive. I can't even believe how expensive. When I went to go look, I was like, is this real life? Real life on the mattresses, man. Is this real freaking life on how ridiculous the mattresses are? So, okay, fun story. The reason we're so late today is because me and Ash went to the my God, I can't spit it out of my mouth. The flea market. Thank you. My brain. The brain. I woke up late this morning. I slept like shit last night. And so Ash was already here early and I was like passed out still. So she thankfully thought to call my Facebook and wake me up. So she did, right? I will prerequisite this text message that I'm going to read you with the fact that I only spent $40 at the random flea market. All right. That's it. And so I spent $5 on a thing of 20 different colors of paint for my oldest daughter for Christmas. She wants ceramics that she can paint, and there's not a lot of stuff she can do. Being blind, she can't read anymore, so she wants Audible. I have to figure that out. But she wanted like different ceramics to paint, so I found this thing of like 20 different colors. And like you flip it over, and the original price to that was like $40 for the original 20 colors of acrylic paint. And the lady's like, "I'll sell it to you for $5." I was like, sold. Then there were these candles that I got, one for my oldest daughter as well, and one for myself, so 15. And then I got these two K-pop demon hunters, blind boxes. It was like 2 for $8 or something like that. But I spent less than $40 because, again, I don't have all that kind of money. But I was looking for things that maybe I could put in the kids' stockings or get the older two for Christmas. My youngest is not hard to buy for, and she's not picky. It's the older two that I worry about. So I was looking in or something for my husband, right? So I was looking for something. So I will prerequisite this funny text message that Ashley sent the hubs while we were walking around the flea market with, I only spent $40. Or I think it was less. It was like 30 something, right? So she said, this is what she said. I'll just say, "Dear hubby," say his name. "I would like to formally apologize for what happened when I took your wife to the flea market. I honestly thought we were just going to, quote, look around. I didn't realize look around was code for financial hurricane incoming." Fucking jackass. "I swear I tried to stop her, but she was in full bargain hunting beast mode. At one point, I turned my head for 3 seconds and she already had an arm full of treasures and a vendor calling her my best customer." By the way, that didn't happen. It's just so funny. "I swear I tried to stop her, but she was in full bargain hunting." Yeah, 3. Okay, so I also apologize because she spent every dime she had like money was allergic to her wallet. I encouraged 1, okay, maybe 3 of the purchases because they were too good to leave behind. And it may or may not have helped her carry items that now require a new storage space. "Look, I didn't know she had the shopping stamina of a Marine on a mission. I had no choice but to support her. I was scared. She was unstoppable. The deals were everywhere. Please accept my apology. Next time I take her anywhere, I promise to zip tie her wallet, keep her under supervision, and maybe bring a financial chaperone. Sincerely, very sorry, friend Ashley." Now, to be clear, none of that happens. But it's funny nonetheless to send him the message to see a look on his goddamn face, all right? He thought it was hilarious, by the way, because he knows that I'm not, like, I don't spend money like that because I don't have money like that. But he thought it was quite fucking funny, all right? He thought it was funny. Oh, K-pop demon hunter! I'm telling you, it's a movie from Netflix. Oh, the lady I took a picture of. Okay, yeah, that's right. Her name was Valerie. And Valerie was super nice over at the random flea market. And if you go to the random flea market, some of you probably do, she is in a corner booth. She's got a corner booth all the way over in a corner, and she's got some like weed stuff, like rolling papers and rolling trays and bongs and whatever. And then she's got like a bunch of random like other stuff, like regular stuff, right? And so we stopped to talk to her for a little while. And then the guy that I first bought those little figurines, the K-pop Demon Hunters one, we were leaving, and he was like, "You're funny. Have a nice night, ladies, and I will never forget you." And I was like, hilarious. Love it. I'm a people person. I like to talk to people. There were so many people at the flea market, but it was nice. I had a little thing of fried dough. and I got myself some Gatorade. But they did not have much in way of sugar-free, and Ashley is a diabetic, so she can't eat the pizza. They didn't have any. I tried to buy her a drink, and they had no sugar-free drinks. I was not a fan of that, but nonetheless, we had a good time. We had some fun, and I don't leave the house much. I don't get out much. So it was nice to be able to go out with a friend, just sort of walk around. I got a coffee, of course, while we were out, because I needed my caffeine before you want me to do things in life, okay? It's a necessity of life for me to function. I need caffeine, okay? So we did that, and then we walked over, we parked and walked into the flea market. Although I will say, I didn't find that many deals. I was looking for something baseball related for my husband for Christmas maybe, and unless it was going to break the bank completely, money I don't have, hundreds of dollars or something, there wasn't really much that I saw, which is weird because all the times I've been there before, there's always like a big sort of amount of sports stuff. I have been asking to go. We also need to do the like bins thing. We need to go to the bin stores because I'm telling you that's where we're going to find a deal. I have to find out if it's this Friday or next Friday, and maybe we can do the bins thing. But her name was Valerie. So if you ever get a chance to go over to the random flea market and hit that corner booth, you see Valerie, and she was there with her daughter. Her daughter was so well behaved. Her and her daughter, you tell her that Twisted sent you, and you know, she said she's getting a lot more stuff. They had a lot of Christmas stuff too, a lot of different Christmas sort of items in different places. So my birthday was good. We didn't end up going out. I had a friend who hurt her leg really bad. Another friend who ended up having to help her mom. And so it was like, I don't want the closest people to me to sort of miss this. One of them had just been in the hospital for cellulitis in her leg. So I called the place and I was like, can we move it? Like, is there any way we can choose a different weekend to do it? And they were like, yeah, you have a deposit, so we'll just use that deposit for, a different weekend. So I actually had a very quiet birthday, which was fine with me. Me and my husband, he bought me dinner, and it was delicious. I had chicken, broccoli, ziti with some garlic bread from Home Plate, and it was delicious. And I just hung out with my family. I just chilled. And then the next day I had a massive migraine, probably because I had a drink. See that? That's what happens, people. This is your brain when you take a drink, right? I had one drink and I woke up with a migraine. I don't think it had anything to do with it. I really honestly think it's my meds. It gives you like side effects or like headaches, nausea, things like that. So I honestly think it's from those. But I didn't. The food was so good though. I love that place. It's like right on the water. You can look out and there's like, I don't want to say lake. It's kind of like a lake, pond, whatever. It's right across the street and it's beautiful. And they have such good food. Like their food is delicious. I'm telling you, if you ever get a chance to go over there, please do, because chef's kiss on the food. Chef's kiss. So let's talk about the Shenanies. Let's talk about some Shenanies, y'all. Oh my God, it's so good, right? Am I not the only one? It's so good. If I could have that 3 nights a week, I would. It's expensive though. It's like $20 a plate or something like that. But my husband bought me dinner for my birthday, so but it was so good. It was so delicious. So good. It was so good. They also have really good American chop suey that I've had there. So good. Oh, and they have steak and cheese egg rolls. So good. So it's funny because we were going to go to Barrett's, right? I still have this gift card from Barrett's from last Christmas that I've been trying to use. And the last time we went there, I totally forgot to use it. So we were going to go to Barrett's because they have dancing, they have music, they have drinks, they have food, they have all 3 things, right? And so we probably will end up going there eventually. I don't know if it'll be this weekend, next weekend, but nonetheless, that's probably what we'll do because it's not too far away. It's close by. Nobody has to drive. So we're just going to be shuffled there and then shuffled home when they close. You also can play, there's like an arcade inside with a bar. There's like a bar inside the arcade, which is like, I'm a little child, okay? Bring an arcade. I'm like a kid. Give me all the claw machines. I want to do them all because usually I win at least something out of the claw machine. So give me all the claw machines I'm like a little kid. I will absolutely play video games. All right. All the claw machines, all the ones where like you put the quarter in and you have to move the thing to get it through the hole. I'm really good at those ones. So, you know, bring me to an arcade and there's drinks and there's music. What? There's a bar inside that I'm going. That's happening. And I don't mean like Dave and Buster's, because Dave and Buster's is great and all, but A, their drinks aren't great. B, I don't like their food. And C, it's like overwhelmingly expensive, you know? Oh, skee ball. I didn't. Well, me and my husband had dinner, but we moved it so that other people could, you know, go with us. So we sort of moved it. Right? Don't threaten me with a goddamn good time. You know what I'm saying? Just don't threaten me with a good time. I love having a goddamn good time. So I will absolutely play video games and have a drink and dance. It was country night, funny enough. And I really, listen, I like country music, okay? Don't get me wrong here. I'm a big fan of country music, all right? Absolutely. But I would have preferred a more like hip hop type night. I saw Garth Brooks with a friend of mine. It was on her bucket list to see Garth Brooks. And I will tell you that that was probably one of the best country concerts or concerts in general that I have ever been to. It was he was amazing. He was freaking amazing. He was taking, you know, audience, you know. So at one point we were still stuck in traffic at like not even a mile up the road, but still stuck we were in traffic for like 3 hours to get there. And so we get there at like 8:30. He's supposed to go on at 9. And I remember them making this announcement. And they were like, Mr. Brooks has made the announcement that he's not going to start at 9 o'clock because there are still 10,000 people stuck in traffic waiting to get here, right? And so at that point, it had been one of the very few times that they had ever used every single overflow parking space available at Gillette. And so it was something like 40,000 or 40,000 or 50,000, something like that. And so they used every overflow lot, right? And he waited until like 10 or 10:30 before he even gets started so that all the 10,000 people who were still stuck in traffic could be there to listen. And he took, you know, audience requests. His wife came out and sang with him. There was someone he gave a guitar to. It was a great listen. It was great. And it was hot as hell. It was like 90 freaking degrees out. But it was an absolute blast. We had so much fun. One of the best concerts I've been to in a while. Although Pearl Jam was a pretty good concert too. But I don't get around to a lot of concerts either. I've been to a ton of them, but I mean, over the years, especially when you have kids, you just don't get to have, like, as sad as it sounds, I'm not old, but I would love to see Journey and the Eagles. I would also love to see Breaking Benjamin. I would love to see 3 Days Grace. Like, I am a big fan of music in all genres except like gospel. You do a lot of raves when I was younger, techno, house techno, and all sorts of other kinds of techno, but I pretty much have listened to every type of music that exists except for gospel music. And I've listened to gospel music. My grandmother is a Christian woman, a very Christian woman, but it's just not my cup of tea. So, but I mean, rock, rap, alternative, techno, country, pop, I'll listen to all of it. I'm a big music person. My husband loves music. He loves movies too. He's a big movie buff. He knows like all the lines from all the movies. Shovel, did you get snow, Amber? Oh my God, you poor thing. Oh, I shall wish you warmness over there, my friend. Oh no, shoveling. You leave that up to the boys or the children or my husband would never let me shovel. I remember one time I attempted to go out and do it for like the neighbors because I, used to help take care of my elderly neighbor, who I'm still friends with now. But and my husband would just be like, no, you're not doing it, I'll do it. He used to go out and even when we didn't have a car and just shovel the pathway from our door from the building to the parking lot and then wipe off all the neighbors' cars and shovel around their doors and wipe off their windshield and stuff so that when they came out in the morning, they didn't have to spend 20 minutes or an hour trying to clean their cars off. but that's why he's such a good boy. You know what I mean? That's why he's a keeper. I mean, I joke with him, I'm going to trade him in for a newer model, but he knows I'll never do that. So, like I said, I didn't keep the receipt. Okay, I didn't keep the receipt, so I can't technically trade him in for a newer model. You know, Scorpio said the warranty expired, so you know if he breaks any parts, I might not to be able to be getting replacements for those. All right. Stop it! No, we're not. Don't say that. I don't want it. I don't want it. Oh, reggae. I do love me some reggae. My husband actually is a huge fan of oh my God, Bob Marley. So both, yeah, both music, movies. I did the other day. I actually was in my sister's car with her and like spinning through the stations, and there was like a gospel station that's like beats were like I was like, what this is like gospel now? I was like, what's happening right now? This sounds like pop or like it was very poppy. And I was like, oh, okay then. All right then. Oh shit. I don't want the goddamn snow. Take it back. And the dude in the family, my hubby cooks and cleans. I mow the lawn, take out the trash. Well, to be fair, I fix things too. I'm not a trash taker outer. I have him do that because no, thank you. I'll bag it up. I'll put it out, you know, on the stairs, like for you to take out. But I'm not doing it. I'll do the dishes. I'll, you know, do the laundry. I hate cooking. I do it obviously, but I hate it. So if he will, all the more power to you, sir. To be fair, 3 years ago, he didn't know how to cook. He couldn't even make macaroni and cheese, and he'd probably burn toast. But we taught him. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, Kimo Sabi. We shall teach you the ways, sir. And we did teach him the ways. And now he's a great cook. I taught him how to use adobo and sazon, and now he uses it on basically everything, even some things that you probably wouldn't put it on. I'm like, babe, easy on the sazon, okay? We love it, okay? In this house, we use a lot of adobo and a lot of sazon and a lot of garlic. But easy, bro, easy up. If you use too much adobo, it's very salty. If you use too much sazon, you're getting a little more kick than you want. So, you know, he's up, babe. He's up. And I was just pointing out, he's very Irish, right? His beard is red, and people are, because he wears a hat, people are like, well, isn't he a redhead? And I'm like, no, no, he's not. His hair is brown. The only thing red about it is his beard because he's Irish. So he's literally like full blown Irish. So he only has a red beard. His hair is dark brown. And when he was a baby, it was blonde. You know? Did you? Shut up. That's hilarious. I love that so much. It's the universe. It's the universe. It is the universe. Because in the beginning of the show, I played you guys the song that my husband had written for me for my birthday. And so that's kind of where the music came from. I was talking about music was that. So that's so funny. I'm telling you, it's a universe. It's a universe being like, hey, here we are. All right. So there were some shenanies I heard. Okay. Now, let me be clear here. We did a live stream on is it Thursday, guys? It was Thursday, right? Yeah, Thursday. Thanksgiving. Okay. Hilarious. That's so funny. See you later. It was Thursday. It was Thanksgiving, right? And I told you guys all of the gaslighting and you know, truth spinning, like plates, you know, like that was going to happen with the super turtle because it's like the thing that he does, right? And I see that since then there has been a lot of exactly what I said would happen happening. I mean, no shock to anyone. He's gaslit into a corner because, well, that's what he does, right? I've had maybe like a total of 10 people actually come onto my channel and make a comment defending the sewer turtle. And I'm like, is this real life? Are we living in the upside down? Like, listen, I get it. He's always going to have minions that just believe whatever he says. But I do want people, because we have hate watchers, right? Hey, Shay, we have hate watchers, right? We have those. So let's just let's ask the hate watchers, right? How many times can one man be the victim? How many times can one man be the victim of every woman who he's an acquaintance, friend, or dated? How many times can one man be so afraid of every woman? How many times can everyone else be crazy and a liar except him? I'm just saying. It's funny because what will happen is he'll skip over the things that he did. Like, well, who cares if I cheated 500 times? She went through my phone and that's crazy. First of all, I'm gonna tell you this. If I thought my husband was cheating on me, damn sure I would go through his fucking phone. He leaves his phone right next to me all the time because there's nothing to hide, right? I have a password on it. It's not locked. I can get into. I have a password for everything that he owns, right? If I thought for a second, if something inside my body was like, something ain't right here, you're damn right I'd be going through it. Fucking right. And so the reaction that happens after that is somehow hurtful. It's like, is this real life? Has anybody ever been with a cheater before? Okay. When you react to that, does it make you crazy? Why do you do it to begin with? This is the part that everybody skips over. It's the actions that he has done that gets the reaction, right? Without the action, there's no reaction, right? You don't do the action, you never get a reaction. You are 100% right, Scorpio. They have to ruin everything. Holidays, birthdays, it doesn't matter, right? A narcissist does that kind of shit because it's not about them. And the second that it's not about them is the second that they have a massive meltdown. If one person is getting more attention than them, if one person is being believed more than them, they have to tear it all down. And it doesn't matter how many lies or how much spinning they have to do, right? They'll do it. So my question is this. The man has admitted to lying about the photo, about Karen and Alan Jackson, about it being AI, and that he knew it wasn't AI, and so did his other content creators, who then went on and told all of you that it was AI, even though they knew it was not. They knew we weren't lying. They knew we knew it was the truth, yet they sat there and they lied to all of you on purpose. Then he admits it now because he thinks it's a dig at Karen, right? How many other lies do you think he told? You think that's the only one? Well, I'm here to tell you it's not the only one. It's one of many. It's what he does. He uses things to threaten and blackmail and push and push and push people until someone reacts. And then when they react, he goes, oh, look at this asshole. They were being shady. And so I was going to out them, and this is why they reacted that way. That's his narrative. It's not the truth, but that's just his narrative, right? And it doesn't matter who it is, right? Whether it's someone who sold 3 shirts or an ex-girlfriend. Well, I saw this coming over a year ago. No matter who he's with, and I don't care who it is. Doesn't matter what woman he is with. This will always happen, right? And he tried to point out at some point, I believe I have a clip of somebody sending me that he says, like, he doesn't talk about all his ex-girlfriends, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't talk about Lauren. He doesn't talk about his ex-wife. He doesn't talk about Lauren because Lauren was doing everything he asked. All the threats she took seriously and just did whatever he said. That is why he didn't go after Lauren. Number one. Number two, he didn't go after his ex-wife because I would bet money that there is something in that divorce that's sealed that says you cannot do X, Y, and Z. Talk about me, talk about the kids, whatever, right? I would bet money on it. Because if you think, okay, he's recorded, right, jurors after the trial. He's recorded his ex-wife, every girl he's ever been with, acquaintances, people on the phone, doesn't matter, right? But then he sits there and complains, I found her phone and she was recording me. Well, how many times do you think you can stick a phone into someone's face, spin a narrative that isn't true, right? Try to use it as a blackmail or a threat, and think that eventually they're not going to catch you doing it, right? What the hell is going on out there? I actually saw a Vince Lombardi thing today when we were at the flea market, and I was like, oh, I love it. We were playing, me and my husband and my daughter were playing a game on the TV. It's like a thing where like they put up all the emblems of football, baseball, basketball, and hockey teams, and you have to guess which one it is. And of course, I'm fine with guessing all the football ones and most of the baseball ones, right? And besides our own teams for hockey, not so much with that one, not so much with the hockey. And basketball, I know a lot of them, but not all of them. But baseball, football, yeah, I know those ones. But my husband's like knows every single one. Didn't matter what it was, even the most obscure ones, he knew. I was like, God damn it, I'm never going to win anything that's related to guessing sports with him, all right? Like, God damn it. But it was fun to play nonetheless. It was fun. We played a couple rounds of like stuff like that with my daughter, and it was funny to see everyone's answers. There was something that was like, was asking questions like, what's squishy and warm? And my husband's like, Mom's butt. And I'm like, oh, that's funny. Now I became the literal quote butt of the joke for the next 5 minutes of the answer to everything was Mummy's butt. I'm like, you guys are horrible. It was fun. It was funny. And I love my little my little crazy family. Even my oldest, she's very witty. You know, she's very witty and she's a smart ass like me. So I'm like, oh, gee, I wonder where you got that fucking from, huh? Wonder where you get being a smart ass from, kid. I mean, officially tomorrow, if my daughter wanted, I could actually have my first official drink with my daughter as an adult. I'm fucking old, right? My oldest is going to be 21 tomorrow. I could officially bring her to like a bar and have a drink. Although they will literally question how old she is because she looks like she's a child because of her disease causes like short stature and like weight gain issues. So she literally looks like, you know, she's not even 5 feet. So she looks like she's much younger than she actually is. Born 2004. So she's 21. But I have no doubt that she will get carded everywhere she goes. You are 100% right about that, Drama Kitty. It is. It's not normal to take your calls with everyone and anyone. And here's the kicker. Here's the kicker, okay? Is that what he does is he'll push your buttons, push your buttons, push your buttons, push your buttons, right? Remain calm himself on purpose. Push your buttons, push your buttons, push your buttons. Scream and yell before he starts recording, right? Scream and yell and threaten before he starts recording. Then when he starts recording, he will remain weirdly calm while you're then reacting, flipping out, yelling, screaming, whatever, right? Then he takes that and says, look at what a crazy lunatic this person is. It's called reactive abuse, folks, right? Why doesn't he give us everything he said and did before that time, before that recording started, in that entire conversation? Why doesn't he give us the whole thing? I'll tell you why. Because everything's out of context. Nothing is in its full context. He does not want you to know the full truth. He has to spin it to the narrative that he is the victim of everything and everyone. Talk about a fucking fake victim. That man is the perpetual fake victim. Talk about a ratchet. That man is the king ratchet. He cannot handle anyone else having anything else. Literally. That's not even a joke. I'm dead serious. Okay? You know, it's funny because without my braids, I actually don't look 39. With them, I absolutely look 39. I meant to dye my hair, but since we weren't going out, I said, you know what? I'll wait until my neighbor who lives across the street, she's a hairdresser, said I'll wait and I'll let her give me a trim and then I'll give her the dye and have her do the roots for me. But yeah, it is the worst kind of abuse, right? Reactive abuse. You push someone's buttons until they react, and then when they do react, they're abusive. No, that's not the way that works. That's not the way that works. You know, he's always the cause of all of his issues, and the problem for me is how dumb do you have to be to perpetually believe that man is always the victim? Hello, Brave. How are you? How is the wife and the doggies? He's a perpetual fake victim. This is reality. And so basically he's been firing shots at Meredith and Meredith's been firing shots back at him with the entire thing, not just the narrative and the pieces that he wants to give, but the whole fucking thing. And it's like, he does not want anybody to know the whole thing. So then in turn, he has to keep skewing it down to what pieces he wants to pull out, right? And he is a narcissist. That's very abundantly clear. We all know this. This is not anything that's a secret, right? And if you're just tuning in now, after 50 minutes, we are now just talking about some of the shenanies that happened this weekend when I wasn't around. We were talking about music before that and all sorts of just random shit before that. So if this isn't your cup of tea, go back a little and watch the other stuff we talked about earlier. But absolutely, she regretted being tied up with him, but at that point had no choice because he was dangling a carrot over her head of blackmail. I kid you not. I tried to tell you that people this in trial one and no one listened. And now I wonder to myself, some people sometimes will be like, yeah, we should have listened to you. Sorry, we didn't. But I wonder to myself, how many of those people who will never actually contact me and be like, we should have listened, actually in their brains are like, fuck. Twisted was right. We should have listened to her fucking warnings. I mean, there's got to be a lot of people thinking that right now because I predicted down to the pretty much everything he has done at this point. I predicted well before him and Meredith ever broke up that this is exactly how it would go when they did. Because he is incapable of just going his separate way when it comes to an ex. He will constantly talk shit. to someone else or someone's else, and then he'll have them do his bidding of like poking the person and saying shit about them privately, a little bit publicly, but only like you and your friends will know, you know, and then it gets a little more public and a couple more people do it, so on and so forth, until it's a full lead attack, and you have no choice at that point but to defend yourself. Believe me, I've been there, I've done this, right? I said nothing for a while. I said, I'm not going to, the first thing I ever said when he attacked me was, I'm not going to respond to an adult fucking tantrum, because essentially that's what it was. An adult tantrum where I didn't lie for him. He got caught cheating on 4 fucking women, including his wife. And it's not my fault. That's your fault. It's not Twisted's fault, because Twisted was asked where Lauren was, right? It's Aiden's fault for being a lying, cheating scumbag. It's not my job to cover for you. I outed him accidentally. It's not the point, is it's not my fucking job. We weren't friends, we're acquaintances, right? It's not my fucking job to lie for you, dude. The fact that he thinks it is, and that his full nuclear was simply because I didn't lie for him. And that pissed him off, right? It's not my fucking job to lie for him, or anyone for that matter. That's my integrity. That's my honesty. Like, fuck off. Nobody should ever put anybody in that position to do that. Ever. Ever. It's not okay, man. It's not okay. Well, the entire context is definitely way more helpful than just the skewed narrative he would have people believe, right? And again, oh yeah, he cried. Again, I have friends who work in that prison. Also, newsflash, I have friends who live in that prison, okay? He cried like a baby back bitch, like a very giant child, like a man child. Listen, the first time I went to jail, I didn't cry. Like, I mean, come on. Baby, Dedham's baby back bitch. No barbecue sauce? No barbecue sauce in jail served, so just saying, like, I mean, I'm not going to lie. The crying on the floor, I wouldn't normally feel good about someone doing that, but it just a little reading Meredith's, X account, a little bit to me at least feels like fucking vindication, right? It feels like she is actually saying everything that I have been saying for 2+ years, right? And validating that everything I was fucking saying is true. It has always been true, right? And so it's like, for all the turtle idiots that claimed that it wasn't, what shall you say now? Because I've said all those things and then some. And I've predicted all of this that would happen. So what now? Everyone else is a liar but him again? That story's getting a little old, no? That dude's got more fucking stories than Mother Goose. Like, come on. Well, that's exactly it, right? That's exactly it, is nobody wants to listen. It's unfortunate, you know? Oh, but Ace is so cute. I am so glad he's coming out of his shell. He is such the cutest little dog. You guys posted pictures and I was like, oh, he is so stinking cute. And I'm sad that he lost his human mother. He did cry like a baby, you know? Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's funny because most of you know, like, this month, just the last like month between the 21st of November and December 25th, which is Christmas, is like hell month for me. All right. It's my little's birthday, which was the 21st, then mine, the 28th, then my oldest, December 1st, tomorrow, and then my middle, December 10th. So it's like boom, 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 all in one whirlwind. Drama Katie said, I would like to see him be held accountable for his actions. Not saying he should go to jail for 10 years, but maybe 6. No, he should go to jail. And he should go to jail for many years for all of the things that he has done. He hasn't even been charged with all of the things that he's done. He hasn't been charged with none of the blackmail, and they have a lot of that in his phone. They also have a lot of people who stepped forward and went to the state police about blackmail with him and handed over evidence outside of what was in his old phone that they had. This was like newer shit, right? Since they had taken his phones. And so it's like, they haven't charged him with any of that yet. Why? Oh, I also got this really cool. So I wanted an addition to my skull rings. Okay, you guys know I love skulls. Okay, it's a thing. This one I got from K Jewelers a really long time ago. It has like these teeny tiny black diamonds in it, but it's a skull and crossbones. This one I got on a motorcycle run for Boston Children's Hospital years back. And this one I got today. All right, it's a new skull. It's got blue eyes on it, and I love it. But I love my skull rings and things that have like this one has glitter on it. You know what I mean? Like, I love a good shirt that has like a glittery skull on it, or like a side-shouldered shirt or sweatshirt on it. Gotta love it. So I was very excited. I wanted one with pink, obviously, but they did not have any. So I went with the blue because the blue was very, very pretty. There was also one other one I wanted, but it didn't fit right. It was too small. So this is the one we went with. All right. And my husband's always so funny. He's always like, if you ever get in a fight at a bar, someone is going to have some really, really shitty marks on their face of just skulls. 2 big ones here, a little one over here, like bing, bing, bing. Like, not wouldn't feel good. Definitely wouldn't feel good. Should probably wear my, shit kickers while we're at it if we're doing that. I've seen a lot of bar fights in my days. I don't think I've ever been involved in a melee bar fight. Maybe a fight outside the bar when I was younger, but never a melee bar fight. never that. But I'm going to point out a couple things that Meredith said in a second. Let me see. Oh, thank you, Grave. Grave sent $50 for whatever. Appreciate you, my friend. Appreciate you. Probably actually buy a good pair of sweatpants with that. Warm pants. I need clothes, and clothes are always something that I need. And a warm pair of pants would be freaking awesome. So thank you, Grave. I appreciate you, my friend. Haven't even gotten to that part of the show yet. If you would like to donate to the channel, there's one of a bunch of different ways you can do so. We have Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Revolut. We have a link for debit and credit. It's pinned into the top of the chat. It's also in the description of the video. Our PayPal wish list is our Amazon wish list is in the description of the video as well. We have all those different ways. Make sure that you get yourself. We have super chat, super stickers, memberships. Make sure you get your membership before Christmas Eve, because we're having our Christmas Eve pajama party. I'm sorry and that's part of the problem. You didn't miss about an hour, Benny. That's kind of the problem, Son of Foster, right? Is the people who are still following him literally need like cult intervention, not even prevention, but intervention therapy. And it is, right? You know I'm always here, my friend. You can always call. But he says it's funny because he was about to call me because he needed an ear, and nobody better than me for something like that. You guys know I'm always willing to lend an ear and listen and advice and do with it what you will. You're going to get different advice from different people in your life, and it's about really what you want to do in any given situation. I agree with you guys. I agree with Drama Kitty that he needs to be held responsible and accountable for a lot of the bullshit and illegal shit that he's done. And, he primed his viewers. He primed his viewers so that when he does do something more illegal and more shitty, that he can then just go and cry and say, well, Meredith put me in jail. And he was already sort of priming them for that. The first night he did his whole like ridiculous nonsense by saying, what was he saying specifically in the clip that someone sent me? It was something along the lines of like, she would never put me in jail, blah, 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 is what I told people. But now I'm not so sure. Like, no, see, here's the big difference. Trying to put on someone else if they would put you in jail, it's not how it works, my guy, right? You either do something illegal or you do something illegal that's revoking your fucking bail. It has nothing to do with the person who turns you in for doing that illegal thing. That is on you and no one else. To assume that everyone should ignore your legal actions because you're on bail and it might send you to jail is the most absurd, nonsensical fucking excuse I have ever heard in my life. All these cultists that are like, well, you should have known better. This person should have known better. He's on bail. It's like, hold on. You're blaming everyone else because he's on bail? Here's a newsflash. Maybe he shouldn't be fucking committing crimes, threatening people and blackmailing people and trying to blackmail people while he's on bail, because those things are crimes. To then blame the people who would turn him in for doing the illegal shit is fucking absurd. And it's even more absurd for the people that follow him and watch him to even make that excuse. Well, he's not going to admit to doing X, Y, and Z because he's on bail. So why are you asking him to admit it? for fucking accountability. He wants other people to take accountability for things they didn't even do and lies that he made up, simply so that his mob of people can say that person is bad, right? But when it comes to taking accountability for things he actually did do, oh, no, siree. That will put him in jail. He is on bail. How dare anybody put him in jail? Nobody put in, and Barb put this beautifully. He put himself in jail. He is putting himself in harm's way. He is the one on fucking bail. Him, right? Him. He is the one on bail. Not anyone else. Stop fucking breaking the law if you're out on bail and it can be revoked for committing crimes. He is incapable of stopping committing crimes. Hey, Steph! Incapable. Completely fucking incapable. And that's not anybody else's fault. It's not any of his victims' faults. It's not the people he blackmails' faults. It's not anyone's fault but his own. So for the cult to basically be like, well, he's on bail. How could you turn him in? Or how could you file a report? Or how could you even say you were going to file a report? He's on bail because he committed a fucking crime. And newsflash, he is a mentally and emotionally abusive piece of shit. Sorry, fun fact for you. Just saying. That's a fun fact. An actual real life fact. Because being abusive isn't just physical, okay? You can be mentally and emotionally fucking abusive. Those are real things. And in my opinion, that man is mentally and emotionally abusive and has been for a very long time to every woman he has ever been with, and not just to the woman that he's been with, right? To anyone he's ever worked with, worked near, okay? Business deals, business partners, other YouTubers, people he's just been, I was simply an acquaintance, right? Covering the same case, sometimes in the same places. Not a friend, an acquaintance, right? It doesn't matter. If he thinks you're getting more attention than him, he's jealous. If he thinks other people like you, he thinks those are people that should be watching him and they shouldn't be supporting you in any way. He gets jealous. It is who he is, right? Oh my God, your Twitter responses have me dead. Dead. Dying laughing. I cannot. You're right about him though, right? Like they want to throw away their lives to lie for him in a way. And it's like, why would you throw away your career, your job, writing fake false affidavits for a court? Why? Why do that? For a pat on the back from the turtle? Come on, man. It's weird. But they definitely don't expect it either. I don't think they're expecting it. And it's like, his dumbass should go back to jail, right? He should. Why are you breaking the fucking law? You should be staying the fuck out of trouble. You certainly shouldn't be blaming the people who you have blackmailed and threatened, sir. It's not so much that he's that delusional for me, because we all know that, right? Again, if you go back to my streams from over a year ago, I literally call all of this. All of this, all of it, I call it. And I say very specifically, it isn't going to be an if, it's going to be a when. And I was very confident in that fact because he is a creature of habit. Most narcissists and abusers are. They cannot help themselves. They do the same things over and over, expecting a different result. The full definition of fucking insanity. Okay? Oh my God, Cosgrove's response. Hilarious. Cosgrove basically was like, this doesn't warrant a response because he's trying to litigate a matter that was already decided by the court. So I shall just quote my other response that I gave the first time we did this shit. Me too. Me too. Me fucking too. And that's the other thing. Why bring them up? For what? No, he isn't supposed to be doing. Was it Donna or the other victim? Because that's important. And do you remember what chat it was in? They are watching because it's a violation of an order, Yeah. To me, I wait sometimes to not make a post because I'm like, fuck making a giant post when I can just come here. Not everybody has a platform, right? But I'm like, if I'm going to say something, most people, like Leah, know I'm going to fucking say it, right? There's not going to be any holding back. If I have something that I would like to say, I'm going to fucking say it, period. I have no problem saying it. To someone's face, through the screen. See, there's a big difference between me and other people. which is I'm not just going to type something and then not say that shit to your fucking face. I got no problem saying that shit to your fucking face, period. If I got something I need to say. Sorry, not sorry, it's who I am, right? I don't have a filter there. I don't give a fuck, right? If you feel brave enough to trash me and throw digs at me when you don't even really know me, right? Then make sure that you know that I am brave enough to have bark and bite, not just bark. You know? Well, that's what I mean. Other people don't have that option. Like you don't have that option, but I do. So I wait instead of writing the, typing because of my hands. I have arthritis and my hands get very stiff and they hurt. Last night I couldn't sleep for a couple of reasons. My daughter decided she was going to crawl out of her bed and fall asleep at the end of my bed. So I couldn't even stretch my legs out because she was like, I was going to kick her, right? And so my legs were all cramped up because they were like, scrunched up. And my knees were killing me no matter if I was laying flat or not. I kept saying to my husband, I said, is it going to snow? Is it going to rain? I know last night it was 23 degrees and I could see it on my TV screen, said 23 degrees. I said, is it going to snow or rain? And he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, it has to. And then of course today it started downpouring and I was like, fuck, my knees knew it. Like they ached so bad. I knew it must have been, raining. He did big judge energy. I didn't even do big dick energy. He's that big dick judge energy. But it does still get me. And I have to think to myself, I have to remember that some of these people, and I'm not kidding when I say this, I'm being very serious when I say brainwashed. And that's not a joke. That's very serious. It's malicious and it's intentional, right? Is saying the same things to people over and over and over and over. It's a way real cults use it to condition their followers into believing the words that they're saying if they just repeat it enough. And so that is what he does. He repeats the same things over and over and over until they repeat it word for word and they just parrot what he's saying. And they just believe automatically whatever it is that comes out of his mouth, which is like, listen, ask yourself, all you hate watchers out there that are watching me right now, ask yourself, how many times can one man be a victim of multiple women? How many times can women or acquaintances or even any person against him have the exact same fucking story and they don't even know each other or even like each other for that matter? Okay. How many people can have the same accusations against this man over and over and over after 10 fucking years, okay? And it's everyone else but him. Who's the common denominator? Him. The accusations are fucking almost always exactly the same. From people who don't know each other, some of them don't like each other, some of them don't know each other at all, right? Make it make sense, right? If it quacks like a duck, and it talks like a duck, Aiden did it. Just say it. Just say it. All right. Maybe we should make ducks and say Aiden did it. Or turtles for that matter. I'm just saying, he's the fucking problem. It's not everyone else. He's not afraid of every woman he comes across, okay? That everyone else is everyone's crazy and insane and made him do. And that's the other thing. And he always says, I did it and I didn't want to, or they made me because I just wanted to keep them happy. Well, I call bullshit, right? My husband might want to do things that make me happy, but he isn't going to do something that he absolutely does not want to do. He's just not going to, right? He's just not, all right? That there's a big difference here. And you're certainly not going to say, I was afraid of someone, so I did it. Get the fuck out of here. You're a full-grown fucking man, dude. All right? Stop, knock it off with the nonsense. That's ridiculous, right? Ridiculous. It's insane to me, the amount of money these people give him. It's like, hello, didn't you all just give him 300 grand? And I've called this up that I knew that a lot of his legal bills were paid. Do you guys remember the other day before all this happened? And I was like, look at Billy Bush over here stuttering. He's stuttering. Sorry, I'm itching my leg. Aiden is stuttering because Billy Bush keeps asking him how much his legal bills are, and he can't come up with a number, right? Can't come up with an actual number. Why? Because he never paid a single dollar for any of his legal bills. It all came from everyone else, right? And it certainly was not over 300 grand, right? And so he's, scrambling to try to give an answer, but without saying how much, because he knows if they find out later how much, he'd be alive. So, he tries to spin it like, oh, well, I'm going to pay more out of pocket than Carrie. Bullshit. I'm sorry. Bullshit. That's crap. And we all know it. Let's get real, dude. All right. He doesn't need more legal fund money. He wants just more money in general to live off. And he has plenty of it already. So let's be fucking clear here. All right. The amount of money these people give him. I saw someone on Twitter the other day who was like, I'm disgusted with myself and the money that I put into him. And it's like, how many other people are out there like that just aren't saying it publicly? You know, I for a long time never understood why people would rather support and give to a channel like his than a channel like mine. I get them a much smaller channel, but it just never made sense to me. You want to be lied to a lot because you think it's, quote, entertaining? Cool. If that's being entertained, well, I guess I fail in that fucking department, because I'm certainly not going to get on here and just spew shit that isn't true simply because it's fucking entertaining, right? Not my game. Not how I roll. Not a thing I'm going to do. And so to me, it seems like these people are looking for a place to fit in. They make friends. They think they fit in. They get in the chat and they're like, oh, this is my place, right? Until it isn't. Until you question him. Then you're a piece of shit and you should die in a hole, because that's what he tells people that he doesn't like, that disagree with him, even in his chat. Even if he reads it out of context, that's what he tells them, right? Until that happens. And then they're like, wow, that guy really is a piece of shit and a dickhead. Like, he doesn't care about anybody but himself. Newsflash, he never did. It was all an act. He never did. I don't think he has ever gotten on a live stream and told the 100% truth about fucking anything. He might tell the truth about one thing here or there, but 90% of everything he says is a spin in his favor, a projection. All the things that he accuses everybody else of doing, he is currently doing or has done or is thinking of doing. And this is all backed up by actual evidence, right? The patterns of behavior speak for themselves. We've done this already. We've done streams on this, right? Oh, you don't know. That's okay. He is the problem, right? He could tell them tomorrow that he hates DeClaire, Auntie Deb, Machado, tomorrow, and they would just hate those people because he told them to, right? I mean, what do you mean? It literally happened to me. They happened. Everybody loved me. There was no issue, right? Until he attacked. Then it was, I'm this and I'm that, and because he said so and I'm bad. And it's like, the people who have figured it out since then, they often will say the same things. I want to apologize for the things I said about you, the way that I believed, the shit that he was spewing, and the way I judged you, because it was unfair. It wasn't right. I'm disgusted with myself. I'm disgusted with the things that I said and that I did. And you're not what he says you are. And I'm like, well, duh. Duh. That's not a shocker, right? And that's the point, Leah, right? Is no one's safe. They should all be worried, but we know they're not, because they think they're special. They think that it just won't happen to them, right? And how many circles of this can he do? He's done it with a bunch of different content creators, like over and over and over again. There's a period of time, a year, 2 years, 6 months, and it's a recycle, right? Same thing with his group chat groups. It's a recycle. They all figure out he's a piece of shit and they fucking bounce and they leave and he attacks and then he gets more new people, and it's the same thing over and over and over and over, recycled over and over. Like, come the fuck on already. You know, it's hate whoever he says, whenever he says, and believe whatever he says. It's that simple, right? I mean, I agree with you, Drama Kitty. I don't think he looks good in any sort of way, but I don't, well, it's not, I don't even know if it's low self-esteem or if it's that, listen, narcissists are very good. Believe me, I was with one. With making you believe what they're saying, right? They make you believe, and I think in his instance, it's, oh, well, Turtle Boy is Turtle Boy and I'm Aiden, right? He makes them believe that, like, Turtle Boy is a character online, and that's not who he is as a person, right? Like, those are two separate things. And as a person, he wants to grow and be better and do this and this and this. And so they believe him, right? They believe that he is a decent human who just has a different persona online or in his shows that he does in person, until they shortly thereafter, he keeps that mask on for like a month, 2 months, and then it starts to slip a little, right? And then they, at that point, you're hooked, right, to the guy or woman, if it, the opposite way, for all you men watching right now, because I know there are narcissists for women too. It's not just men, this is women too. So you get in this relationship and you're stuck at that point, right? You want to believe that they are, and so when that mask slips, you're like, oh, it's just they had just had a bad day, right? Human mistake, everyone has them. You had a bad day, they took it out on you. Like, it won't, it's not going to happen again. And then the mask slips a little more. And you make another excuse for that. They were drunk, right? Whatever. The mask slips a little more. Oh, well, he's facing jail time, right? And this is what happens until it perpetually gets to a point where he's filming you while he's threatening you, and he won't stop, and he's making shit up, and he's telling you he's going to destroy you, and everyone's going to believe him and not you. And just to point out that as a pattern of behavior he has done. And Meredith did say the other day on her X account that he had many times, which he also did to Leah, to Lindsay, and two other girls I know of that he talked to and or dated, where he does this thing where he tells them he's going to himself if they don't stay with him. So for Lindsay, she said she needed space, and he said he was going to himself, right? For Leah, I believe it was like you weren't letting him move in with you. And so then that he was going to himself, right? So he did the same thing here with Meredith, where and that's essentially forcing the woman to stay in this relationship that they're trying to get the fuck out of because you said you're going to harm yourself if they don't, essentially. If they don't pick up the phone, if they don't listen to you, if they don't stay with you, you're just going to end it, right? And for someone like me who lost my dad to suicide, right, that can be very persuasive because I never want to be a part of someone else taking their own life in any capacity. And it's just ugly. That's ugly, right? And so you're kind of stuck, right? And I see the people who have to go through this, and I'm like, it wasn't fun going through it at such a young age like I did when I was 18. I had a baby, right? I graduated high school with a baby. That baby, who is now going to be 21 tomorrow, is a terminally ill kid and has an extremely rare disease that less than 200 people on planet Earth have, called step 3 gain of function. And it's fucking hard, right? As a parent and as someone so young to be not only have a baby, but then have a sick child who goes to a sick adult. You never know when it's going to be your last moments with someone, right? You just don't know. And so it starts to break you down inside. And so my abuser would take advantage of those facts, right? Well, our daughter isn't going to have a family, and who knows how long, and that will fuck with you. It will literally, and so you just stay. You stay because it's got you now. It's got you, and you're human and you have feelings, and the narcissist does not. They don't have that empathy chip in their brain, that sort of sympathy chip in their brain, their care for anybody else. They're incapable of caring about other people. They're incapable of having empathy or sympathy. They think everything should be handed to them, and they're the best thing since sliced bread, and everybody should put them on a pedestal and should love them and should be appreciative of that they're even talking to them. That's how a narcissist operates, right? They don't have the normal things in your brain that normal people have of sympathy and empathy and a care for other people and their feelings. They don't have that. It does not exist. They don't give a shit. Okay? Make no mistake about that. And so they get you like that. The whole suicide baiting is something he has been doing for a very long time to multiple women. Not one, not two, not three. More than 3 women in a multitude of different ways. What does that tell you, right? What does that tell you? It's crazy for me. All right? It is crazy. For me, it's called manipulation is what he's doing. Manipulation. He manipulates the fuck out of these women, out of his viewers, out of a lot of people, right? Oh yeah, I'm sure his ex-wife does not think he's a peach. He's recorded her, threatened her. I mean, come on. Pattern of behavior. He's just not going to do it to her, and he's done it to everybody else, Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, you thought, what? He was awful because he said so? And has anybody bothered to, go and have a conversation with her? I have, She's very sweet. She cares about her community. She cares about people, right? She also cares about her own family and not being fucking harassed into oblivion. But, it's like, does anybody bother? And that's the part I think that gets me, where it's like he just says this person is bad and therefore everyone needs to believe it. And it's unfortunate because how many times he's faked his quote receipts? So many. He'll make up fake text messages to show his audience that never happened, and he literally makes them up. And then he'll make fake emails, fake phone calls. He'll have people lie for him, literally lie for him. And it's like, you're going to these lengths, these crazy, insane lengths to say someone is bad, and you're lying the entire way. Innocent people don't need to blackmail. Innocent people don't need to threaten. Innocent people don't, like, hello, wake the fuck up, people. Wake up. Do you think an innocent person needs to blackmail every ex or every person that they don't like what they have to say? Because he goes as far as messaging, like, friends, family members, and yes, parents. He's done it numerous times. So I remember one time he said, like, oh, I've never called anybody's parents, like, trying to, like, sort of like poo-poo and flip. And it's like, I specifically remember when you called Lindsay's parents. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, yeah, you have, bro. I mean, the fact you're lying about is crazy. Like, crazy, you know? Crazy. You know? Absolutely fucking crazy to me. Oh, yeah, but this is what he does, right? That's the conditioning. I would never do such a thing, and then he does it, right? It's conditioning, you know? It changes because at some point she probably got sick of being threatened and was probably like, well, you know what? Just fucking do it then. Just do it. You want to threaten me? Cool. I'm going to let it all out. I'm done being threatened. You're not going to keep calling me, screaming. And if you notice, in that clip that she had up there, and I haven't seen anything in a couple days other than what I just read right before the show, there was a clip up there, and he was like, you're going to do this and this and this. And that's how he talks to people. Literally, he's demanded that Kara do X, Y, and Z. So you don't have control of this conversation. I do. That's how he talks to people. You're going to do what I say, or else I'm going to make you Turtleboy famous, or else I'm going to make you Kate Peter famous, or else I'm going to make you Lindsay Catani famous, or else I'm going to destroy you. And they're not going to believe you. They're going to believe me. So even if I say you did this, this, and this, they're going to believe me. You think they're going to believe you? And this is the things he actually says to these people. And not just one person, not two, not three, not four, right? On and on and on and on and on. Does an innocent person need to do any of that? And it's like, at what point does his audience stop skipping over the things that he's done and does and stop blaming the other people? Who's the fucking common denominator, and why are the accusations always the same? Anyone? I'll take because he's the shitbag for 700, Alex. Like, what? He's not scared of anything. He's a liar. There's a difference. He's not scared of Lindsay. He's not scared of Kate. He's not scared of Leah. He's not scared of, like, come on. He's not scared of shit. He's a liar. He uses the legal system in a way to manipulate it against you as a weapon, which is coercive control, by the way. Illegal in the state of Massachusetts. His own uncle? Yeah, well, that's because his family's not too happy with what Turtleboy is. They don't condone it. They don't think it's cute. They don't even want to talk about it at family dinners, which makes him mad because they don't ask him how Turtleboy is. They don't ask him how much money he's bringing in, how well he's doing, because they don't like it to begin with. And so he gets really upset that his family doesn't want to talk to him about his work. They want to talk to his lawyer sister or his doctor brother or whatever about their work. They don't want to talk to him about his work. Gee, I wonder why, because it's fucking embarrassing, bud. You know? I mean, here's the thing, Drama Kitty, and I'll say this again because I've said it a million times. I don't believe that creators shouldn't make money. We spend a lot of time on our shows and, you know, getting all the information and making the thumbnails, and like it's hours of work ahead of and after shows, right? So creators absolutely should be awarded for their hard work. But in my eyes, what he's doing isn't work. His thing is to perpetually shame people about their personal life and things they did 10, 15, 20 years ago when he has a very petty beef with them. Not because they're bad people. Some of them have turned their lives, like me, full blown around, right? Went from someone who was an addict and sober 18 years, right? Someone who turned their life completely around. I was the inmate in the cell for a possession charge to someone who worked in a prison. That's full circle, okay? I worked fucking damn hard to get there, all right? Who the hell is he to use my trauma, my pain, as some sort of gotcha, right? I made myself a better person through all that trauma and pain. Who the fuck is he? His life is the equivalent of King Ratchet, all right? And he wants to call everyone else a ratchet. His life is a fucking dumpster fire. But God forbid anybody call his shit out. Oh, no. He only gets to, quote, call everyone else out. His famous lines are, this person is just riding my coattails. This person is just copying me. This person is just using me for my platform. This person is bad. Like, All the same things. Everyone's crazy, everyone's bad, everyone's a scammer. All the same 4 or 5 things recycled over and over and over and over and over. At what point do people start saying, hold on, wait a second, something's not right here? I warned you, just saying. Can't say I didn't warn you. I did. And there is a reason why I refuse to remain quiet on it, right? If I remain quiet, what good does that do any future victims of his? What good does that do any of the victims in the past or present? Because I'm the only one apparently willing to talk about this and not just let it go. I could talk about it now and then let it go for the next 3 months and never talk about it again. But what voice do they have other than me? There are victims out there I don't even know exist, right? And I know plenty of them that do. But if I just give up on them and I say nothing, then who's fighting? Who's fucking fighting? Who's pointing out the obvious? Because sometimes just pointing out the obvious gets people to do their own research, look into it themselves. And that's all I've ever asked for, is for people to go back before Karen Reed, for her case, and look at his patterns of behavior and the things that he did and the lies that he has been caught in. And then fast forward that to the Karen Reed case, all the lies he told during that, some of which he has now admitted to doing on purpose and lying to people about, right? Up until this point. How many circles of friends has he gone through? How many messages have leaked where he claims he's always set up? Long before Karen Reed, every time he got caught doing something he shouldn't have been doing, cheating, setting other people up illegally with false evidence that he was bringing into the police stations and bringing into court and trying to get false charges put on people in 4 different instances that he was caught in, okay? Only all that led to him saying that every charge against him is a, quote, setup. Well, how many times can one person be set up? Asking for a friend. And why is it every time valid evidence shows that he's a fucking liar and a fraud and a scammer and a cheat? Funny that he calls everyone else those things, though, right? You've lied to your audience. You've taken their money for things you never intended to use it for. You've paid your legal bills, and you might have got a couple extra bills after that, but let's be honest here. You've made millions. You could use your own money on it. You don't want to. There's a difference. Let's be real here. You know, let's be fucking real. I fully believe more charges are coming. They're just not here yet. And that'll be his burden to deal with because he's the one who can't stop committing the crimes. Oh, Barb, you know that's also an if. That's not a when. It's not a when, my dear. That's an if, right? His relationship with every single one of those people who are simping for him right now and have sold their fucking soul to the devil for $1, every single one of those people are eventually going to go through it with him. Not a single fucking person is going to end up a chummy TV friend. And if they don't know that by now, that they're stupid, right? This is his pattern of behavior. If he thinks you said something about him that he might have said, but he forgets he said it, if he thinks you did and you shared that with people who then spread it to the world, guess what? He's going to, quote, destroy you. I'm a serial killer. Be afraid. You know. No, I don't think he would. No, I don't. Well, he says he's telling people stuff not to donate to Karen's legal defense fund, right? Only his. He says only his is important now because he's looking at jail time and she isn't. Which is like, hello, that's all he ever cared about to begin with. It had nothing to do with actually caring about Karen or her cause. He didn't give a shit about any of that. He cared about money, fame, and he wanted those deals. And I don't give a fuck what anybody says, right? I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I know right here that the reason why he is so fucking mad with Karen is because he didn't get those deals of 150 grand per episode for 10 episodes because Karen didn't sign on. Therefore, he can't get that deal. He is fucking so mad he can't get his hands on that money. That's what he's so salty about. And if you knew what I knew, you'd know that was the case, right? I think people donate to those causes because he goes, oh, I'm going to spend 90 years in jail and I don't have any money to pay my legal bills. Let's be clear here. Why doesn't anybody ask him for an accounting of those legal bills and how much he has paid thus far? Because you have to remember, it's not just his little, money that they raise online. He gets cash. People do donations at events where they do like raffles and stuff, and he gets cash handed to him or a check handed to him. So it's not just the money that he made there. Make no mistake. They should all be worried, but they're not because they're dumb. And so when we watch it all fall apart from here, we can point and laugh and be like, hey, we tried to fucking tell you so. You didn't want to listen. And then what? Then what are you going to say? You're going to say, oh, I should have listened to the people that were trying to warn other people that he's not a good fucking person and he only cares about himself. It's like, we tried to warn you. Sorry. Oh, well. I guess so. Honestly, I do think that sometimes people just want their comments read, and it's like, it is a tactic that YouTubers use. I don't. I feel like it's underhanded, kind of sneaky. But I guarantee you, if I didn't read all my comments and I just cherry picked here or there, people would do more super chats and super stickers so that I would read it. I just don't. I feel like it's underhanded. I don't like it. If people want to donate, there's these ways they can do so. I don't, you know what I mean? Like they have other options. They can do a super chat anytime they want. Super sticker membership, or they can do Venmo, PayPal, Revolut, Cash App, the link I made for credit or debit, and anybody can remain anonymous. So it's like, I don't feel like not reading people's comments is the way to do it, although I do understand how that can make your channel more money. And being a smaller channel, yeah, there are things that I don't do that are losing my channel money, but I, as a person, feel like they're underhanded. I don't care if they're tactics of smaller creators. And yes, smaller creators have to use different tactics because they cannot afford to stay afloat based on, subscriptions alone. They just cannot. But I have a line that I feel like I won't cross as a person. So I do not do that. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Donations were a reimbursement to him. Bullshit. A reimbursement for him to fucking do, hurt people. Really, Same, girl. Same. Have some fucking loyalty to someone or something, He has none to anyone or anything. Make that clear, Oh, I totally get it. I totally get where you'd be curious because, I think a lot of people would be curious of that, Son of a Foster 98 said he said on a live a while back that he paid his lawyers and the donations were reimbursement to him. Why do people have to reimburse him for his poor choices? That's where you hit the nail on the head, my friend. Nobody should have to. No one should have to. Oh, he definitely liked that. So he's a liar if he said he didn't. See, that's the thing, right? Because he leaves things out. She doesn't have you blocked. It's on X. She's on X. And you're on YouTube. So you can't see her comments unless I put them on the screen. That's why I put them on the screen, because you guys are on different platforms, so everybody can see them. So if you're not seeing a comment of somebody's, guys, it's probably because they're on a different platform as you. That's why I try to pop them all up on the screen, because some of you are on X right now, and some of you are. So, for instance, there's 271 of you watching from X, and there's only 118 of you on YouTube. So, there's almost 400 of you. Most of you are watching from X right now. Jess and Will are going to keep going hard for him, and it's a stupid mistake. It's a dumb mistake that they're doing, Oh, eventually it leaks. You want to know why? Because he's dumb enough to send shit to people, and then people get consciences, and they're like, wait a second, didn't he say this and this? But this is what he sent us, and this is the opposite of what he's telling people, and they get a conscience, and they don't feel good about it, and they're like, wait a second, hold on. We cannot just let him keep lying, right? And they send it to someone else. That's how it goes every fucking time, Oh, boy. See, that's the other thing. And it's like, why? Because like, I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. Like, he trashed her for so fucking long. It's like, that doesn't go to show you that people are being told where to like this person now, even though this person was bad a while ago. Same thing with Jess Machado. What do you mean? He called her a snatch donkey. He did an entire article about her. She's a ratchet. She's a this. She's a that. Oh, now she's amazing and awesome. I don't know why anyone would believe anything he says at this point, right? He did it to Tom. He did it to Jess Machado. And now, you know what I'm saying? Like, pattern here, people. If he can get something out of someone, he will be like, oh, no, disregard the article I wrote on them years ago, right? Disregard. They're cool now. It's fine. Who could believe someone like that with any fucking credibility, you know? Come on, man. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Oh, I am probably, listen, Lindsay had a lot of receipts, so I mean, I'm betting his ex-wife has a lot, but she's, you know, she stays silent. But I mean, listen, I know some of these women, so I know that a lot of them had quite a bit of receipts. And over time, you're gonna have to learn, like, if this is the kind of person you're gonna be with, and he's gonna threaten you even midway through the relationship, then you better start collecting some receipts too. So I'm gonna bet money that she has more receipts. I mean, she. At least if you're smart enough to know, like, he was threatening you a while ago, I would. The fuck? Like, at that point, like, cool, I'm just going to expose you for the piece of shit that you are. I have no idea. That's a question you'd have to ask Meredith, but I am assuming she would. I mean, she's put out some stuff already, so, I mean, God knows what else she has. Who knows? You know? Witness intimidation, cyber stalking, harassment, picketing a witness. Anybody else think of anything else? I think those are the ones for now. But again, he's not been charged with any blackmail or extortion yet, and he could be. You know, he never. It's everyone else's fault but his, and that is the theme you will hear with him forever. It's everyone else's fault. Everyone else is crazy. Everyone else is trying to set him up, and everyone else is acting a fool except him. I believe he is going to jail. Sorry, not sorry for him. You know, how soon could he go to jail? Well, he has a Zoom on the 5th of December. He has a hearing in New Jersey on the 4th of December. So I'm guessing pretty soon he could, if they wanted to revoke his bail, you know, bail revocation. Yeah. I wish it was 6 months ago, you know. Yeah, there's got to be a hearing for a bail revocation first. You know, that has to happen. And I do believe there are more charges coming. They're not here yet. And so, you know, oh, I believe he's going back. I do believe that. I do. You know, the justice system here in Massachusetts is very fucking up and down, and it doesn't really want to do its job. But New Jersey seems to want to do its job a little. So I have a little faith that they're going to do something, you know? Yes, that is true, and that did happen. Meredith did put the clip out there on her ex account on, I forget what day it was, but yes, that was true, and that clip is there. Why use your own money when you do? Yeah, I mean, he could just do his shows and take his donation money and pay for it, but he chooses to double it up. Like, oh, you're going to donate to my show and my defense fund. Like, my defense fund where I keep committing crimes to the point that I could be put in jail. And then you guys are going to blame all the victims and not the man on bail committing crimes. It blows the fucking mind. It's not everyone else's fault if they report him. And he's already conditioned that if he does something worse, Meredith would never put him in jail. She would never do that. But now he doesn't know, right? So it's like he's already conditioning his audience that if he does something worse and escalates and she has to call the cops, that it will somehow be her fault because he's on bail. And you can replace her with anyone. Like, replace her name, her face, whatever, with anyone else. One of you, for example. If he does something to you where he blackmails you and you call the cops, right? Say Dougie, for example. Dougie calls the cops because he literally starts threatening her and blackmailing her, right? And he goes to jail. Now it's Dougie's fault because he was on bail. So how dare you call the cops on him for committing a crime because he was on bail? That is what he would have his viewers believe. That's fucking insane. And victim blaming at its finest. He's not, okay, he was used as a CI in some capacity way back. He hasn't been used in a very long time because he is an actual liability. And they cannot use somebody with that much, who is that much of a liability as a CI and credibility issues. They just cannot, you know, they burn lots of bridges. Yeah, he loves I was just kidding and it wasn't a threat. Listen, you can punch someone in the face and actively say, I'm not punching you in the face. I'm not punching you in the face. I'm not punching you in the face. Same shit he does all the time. This isn't a threat. Just because he says this isn't a threat after threatening someone doesn't make it not a threat. Just saying. You know, it's telling people what they heard and telling people what they saw and then telling them that's not what they heard and that's not what they saw. What they really heard and what they really saw is his narrative of what he wants you to hear and see. And that's where people don't get fucked up. It's like, you just heard it and saw it yourself. And instead, you let him spin a narrative around what you saw with your own eyes and heard with your own ears. You heard him make a threat and then say, well, it's not a threat, knowing full well it was a threat. Then he gets out there and goes, well, it wasn't a threat. And then these people go, well, he said it wasn't a threat. Cool. I can say I didn't just tap my thing, but I mean, I did, right? Like, I didn't just tap my vape. What you really heard was I dropped it. I didn't tap it, I dropped it. And so I don't know what you're talking about. You guys are dumbasses. I didn't just tap it. I'm not tapping it. I dropped it. You can say you're not doing something while actively doing it and still try to spin a fucking narrative. See how that works? It's fairly easy to do, except only scumbags do it. It's weird. Why don't you just tell the truth? Yes, I was tapping my vape and it was loud and annoying. Like, what the fuck? Depends. Depends on what he spins his narrative to be and what she has to prove otherwise, you know? It's what he does, right? Like, it just is. When the whole charade is done, hopefully he sits in jail. And if any of you are gonna ask if I think it'll change him, or if I think it will, because a lot of people have asked me this, if I think it'll make him understand the things that he's doing are not okay, I'm gonna say a hard no. Hard no. No amount of jail time, I don't give a fuck if it's 20 years, is going to teach that man any sort of lesson. He is incapable. Narcissists are incapable of learning any lessons from anything that they have done. Literally, okay? Literally. Girl, same. I learned. And as, like I said earlier, sometimes I think that going through it so young was a curse, and other times I think it was a blessing. Because I learned at a young age how a narcissist and an abuser can manipulate you. And I didn't just get emotional and mental abuse. I got lots of physical abuse while pregnant too. So, I mean, I think if it had been later on in my life that it would have been worse, is my point. I feel like going through it so early in life taught me so many things to not do and to look out for after that point that I knew, right? My husband couldn't hurt a fly unless you threaten him, like woman style. Like, there's so many times that we've stopped where a man is like screaming in a woman's face, like on the side of the road or whatever, and we've stopped, and he's been like, is there a fucking problem here? Like, he grew up with mostly older sisters. He has brothers too, but mostly older sisters. There was mostly women in his home as a kid. And so he learned how to respect women. After 11 years, my husband still pulls out the chair I sit in, still opens a car door when I'm getting into someone else's vehicle. Or if he rented a vehicle for a weekend, he still walks all the way around, even if I'm driving, to open the driver's side door, let me get in, and close the door, right? Chivalry is not dead. My husband respects his woman, right? He doesn't call me names. He doesn't threaten me. If he has an issue, like a normal human, he talks to me about it. And figure it out as a fucking team, because that is what we are, a team. And that is exactly how it should be. Not 70-30, not 80-20, 50-50. He's down, I pick him up, and when I'm down, he picks me up. Doesn't get jealous when I want to go with my friend to the fair, right? Or to the flea market. It's like, have fun, babe. Doesn't bother me while I'm gone. I don't get 75 phone calls. I don't get, a narcissist saying, who are you with? What are you doing? You said you'd be back an hour ago. That's not normal. And no woman or man should accept that as a normal relationship in any capacity, because I remember like it was fucking yesterday what my abuser was like. And I can pinpoint that from a mile away with another man. Being like, red flag, that guy is a fucking narcissist. And I can tell. Because they have this aura they give off. It's in their face. It's in there. When you ever look at A person who's about to put their hands on you to the point where their eyes turn black, where there's nothing left inside of them, and whoever they were has left their body and the demon is taken over. I have seen that more times than I can count with my abuser. My husband has the most softest, kindest eyes. I've never seen that in him because he's not a shitbag, right? Like when I go to bed at night and he's home, I feel safe enough to sleep, right? That's how it should be. That's normal. What isn't normal is what you see the sewer turtle do in every relationship he's ever had, even acquaintances and friends. His own family, for that matter, has called the man a narcissist. That's a fact, okay? Hey, Emily, I did. I hope you did too. It's not going to end well. It's really not, you know? Yeah, I'd go back later, Joan. I'd go back later and watch it. You're gonna want to watch the beginning later. See, I don't know. So I don't want to make that speculation because I have no idea what's going on in that department at all. No clue whatsoever. Couldn't fucking tell you. And Jess and Will are going to continue to go hard for him until he shits on them too. Ultimately, that's going to happen. He has no ties to Barrows that I know of. He takes credit for a lot of things. Narcissists love doing that, taking credit for things that they didn't do. They love doing that. Oh, well, I and me and my people and my followers and my, me. When in reality, 5 other people or 6 other people did it and you just showed up. That's not, and then, but you want to take credit for it. Makes sense. I mean, he does it all the time. That's what narcissists do, guys. They love to take credit for everything because they have to be awesome. They have to think. They have to make other people think that they are awesome. They're the best ever. You know? Yeah, insert person of the week. Exactly. What do you mean you don't think she's attached to Karen? I believe her and Karen are friends, as far as I understand. At least from her her posts on X, it seems like. And before that, I was hearing that they talk, like on the phone. So before like this kaboom happened with Meredith and Aiden, I had already heard from other people that Meredith was friendly with Karen when Aiden isn't anymore. And again, they broke up in July, so. Because Jess did hear the recording. I told you, and again, if you guys go back to my early streams on when this all happened, I told you guys the 4 people that heard it. Jess, Auntie Deb, Nurse Kim, and Will. Those were the 4 people that I know heard it, right? So it is what it is. Why lie, though? Why are these people still lying about it is the question. Why still lie about what you heard? But she does. She did hear it. So it just doesn't make sense to me. Why still lie at this point? I get it. If you don't admit it, you can just keep saying it's a lie and that people are making it up and nobody really has the evidence or proof unless they're willing to put it out there. And willing to put it out there means you could screw a lot of people over. So I understand why she keeps saying she has no idea, but she heard it. So I don't really know why. Why keep lying? Why not just be honest at this point? Oh, she definitely does, and it's fucking weird. She has some weird obsession with them. I don't know what it is, you know? Bingo, Drama Kitty, with the nail on the head. If he decided tomorrow that Jess was horrible and so was Will, guess what? He would tell his audience the same fucking thing. Take your time, Jesse. You know? That's so weird. That is definitely weird. He's the only one you listen to. Shouldn't you even listen to like your husband and your kids and like, you know, weird. Weird that you would listen to him. He makes really bad decisions. Didn't she just complain about that other lady, Holly, or no, the other lady from her like Republican Party? Oh, that she was doing all these horrible things, and the lack of the hypocrisy and the lack of self-awareness there are. She was complaining about her doing all of the same things that Aiden does to other people on a daily fucking basis, and how it's harassment, and how she should probably make a report to the cop, that she doesn't really know if it's going to do anything, and but it's horrible and it's terrible and nobody should do that. You're literally rattling off all the same things that your quote unquote bestie does on a daily fucking basis, bro. So, I mean, have a little self-awareness here, bro. You can't say that this lady is horrible for doing it, but it's what Aiden does every day. It either is horrible or it isn't. And this is why I say, like, people might be mad when I say, like, this is shitty, right? I've never been a huge fan of Meredith, right? For a multitude of reasons, mostly because I felt like she didn't really take accountability or responsibility for some of the really shitty things she said about people on those fake accounts that she made. And I felt like if she couldn't take accountability or responsibility for that, then how could anybody want to help her, you know, or take her serious at that point? If you want other people to take accountability, you got to take accountability for your own. This is why I don't make soft accounts. This is why I don't make fake accounts. If I have something to say, I'm going to say it right here, right from my fucking mouth with my chest puffed out. I will say that shit with my chest, no problem. But it's like, okay, cool. Everybody knows I've not been a huge fan of Meredith, but her accusations are the same as all of the other victims that have come to me personally. These people don't know each other. A lot of them aren't even like Meredith. Okay, hello. It can't just be everyone else but him. They don't. These are people who don't talk to each other, don't like each other, don't even know each other. You know what I mean? And they're saying the same fucking things, right? Oh, the dog whistle is always blown, and good luck to them for that. You know what I mean? You can't just shut down channels because you don't like what the channel says. I do not encourage my audience to go after people or shame people. I do not encourage my audience to do any of that. And I make it very clear, and I ask them not to do those things because it is not okay for it to happen to anyone. Anyone on the free Karen Read side, anybody on the anti-free Karen Read side, anybody on any fucking side. Because here's the thing. What kind of hypocrite would I be if I said it's okay to happen to people on the free Karen Read side, but it's not okay for it to happen to the people on the anti-free Karen Read side? It's not okay for it to happen to anybody, period. I don't give a fuck what quote side you're on. And that might piss some people off, and I really don't give a shit. Because the bottom line is human fucking decency, bro. Human decency. It shouldn't happen to anyone. I don't care who it is, okay? I don't give a shit who it is. At all. It just shouldn't fucking happen, right? And those dog whistles, you will never, ever, ever hear the sewer turtle say, hey guys, do not harass somebody we talk about. Do not do X, Y, and Z. Why? Because it's exactly what he wants them to do, which is why he will never, ever tell them to stop or not do it. Ever. You really want to know who he is? Audience of his? Ask him to do it. Ask him to make the announcement. What would it hurt if he just asked people to please do not harass people and commit crimes? Because it could get him in trouble. I mean, who could that really hurt by telling people not to do bad things? He'll never do it. He will never fucking do it. JFK called him out on that one time. He had 100 excuses about why. You know? He is terrified of that. Funny, he's not terrified enough to stop committing crimes, though, right? So that's like, is he terrified? Because let me throw something out there, right? Again, I've been to jail. I've also worked in a jail. Went full circle in my life. I was the person sitting in the jail cells or when being the person watching the jail cells, right? So I've done this full circle. Not even I was afraid of jail, all right? And I went there for a lot longer than 60 days, all right? I sat there a lot longer than 60 days. Dedham, the jail he was in, is what we call the country club. And I'm not kidding. This is literally what we call it as a nickname. Dedham Country Club. All right. Why? Because it's one of the jails that are like, they have the most portions of food, the most amount of food. They have pretty good stuff on their list of commissary. It's like living in a country club, except your bed is in a cell. Okay. It is the easiest time on planet fucking Earth. If he's so afraid of jail, why does he keep doing things that are going to get him put back there? I don't think he's afraid at all. I think he talks up PTSD when he doesn't even actually fucking know what the hell PTSD is. You want to switch, bro? I will happily switch with you. You can have my CPTSD. All the more power to you. If I could bippity-boppity this shit right on over to you, I absolutely fucking would. And then you'd know what it would be like. That's for damn sure. I think he dramatizes things. I don't think he's afraid at all, because if he was afraid, he wouldn't do anything that would put him in jeopardy of going back to fucking jail at all. You know? But he does. But he sure fucking does, you know? I mean, I don't blame her. But at the same time, it's like, I feel like that's going to just keep going too. So it's like, nobody's in a good place when you have to do that. You have to debunk his bullshit, right? And you have to tell audiences, like, hey, here's the thing. He's a fucking liar. And that's the bottom line. And it's like his own lies and admitting some of them, and some of them just being shown to the public by, you know, him sharing it in a group chat and somebody getting a conscience, should show you the man has no credibility. He is a liar. That's all he does. Lie, spin, make a mountain out of a molehill. For instance, right? Say you're smoking a cigarette on your stream. That one cigarette has now turned into you smoked 20 cigarettes in one stream. And that's what he'll tell people, right? Even though people can go back and watch you smoke one cigarette, he'll now say you smoked 20 cigarettes and you chain smoked on your stream. But that's not a problem when the glarer does it. It's only a problem for people he doesn't like, making a mountain out of a fucking molehill. It is what he does best. Spin it all. Spin everything and anything in a light that hurts other people, and take omit any part he has in it. He omits the parts of things that he says to push people to the brink. He omits the things where he's screaming and yelling and threatening and blackmailing. He omits this and omits that, takes pieces of screenshots and crops them out so you do not get the full context of the entire conversation at all, and you never will, right? Until someone else has to put the entire thing out there. What is he hiding, and why is he cropping it? Why don't you ask yourself that? You know, over and under on Meredith getting an RO before he does. If I was her, I probably already would have, just saying, to be honest. I mean, here's the thing. He has no problem going to the court and lying to get a restraining order or false charges get brought up on you. He's done it multitude times, and we have evidence of that. So if I were her, I would have already got one. Especially if he was threatening me and you have it in writing, I'd fucking go and get one. You know? It is the height of hypocrisy. That's the part that bothers me, you know? It's not just Mass he's dealing with, though. He's also dealing with New Jersey, and I do think that there's a very large chance that New Jersey locks his ass the fuck up. So, you know. Sorry, guys. I'm going to check real quick and see if there's any donations I need to read. I don't want to miss anything. I don't see any. But I heard my phone going off, so I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing anything. Nope. Yes, that's true. Well, there was more than one. There was more than just a side piece. There was like, you know, the content creators, little digs here and there. It's the way he does it. It's the way he did it to me. It's the way he does it to other people, which is like little digs that no one else would know about, like from his show, like saying certain things that only you would know would be a threat, and only you or your close friends would know is a way for him to take a dig at you. And he'll do it, and then he'll have other people do it for a little bit, right? Then he'll poke you a little more and privately call, scream, yell, threaten, whatever, right? Then when you get to the point that you're like, fuck off, I don't care, at this point I'm letting it all out. Then when you give him the indication that you're then going to stop this nonsense, then he tries to play the victim. Well, she made me do it. Now I have to do this because she's going to. No. See, what really is she put me in a corner after she wouldn't take my threats anymore. And now she might tell you guys all the truth. So now I got to spin shit before she can tell you anything that you might believe and show you the truth. And that is essentially what happens every fucking time with every person, even people he doesn't date, right? So this isn't rocket science. You can go back to anybody he did it to, you know, the New Jersey victims, well before that, actually, like over and over and over and over and over. This is the same shit over and over and over. And Scorpio's right. Just insert person of the week and you'll get the same result with him. A flow chart. I thought about trying to make one, but I feel like ChatGPT would have to help me with that, and I'd have to tell it where to put things, because holy shit, that would be a very large flow chart. Well, you have to remember, he was threatening her for all this time. And so I'm pretty sure she probably stayed quiet because of that, right? And just not wanting to deal with the bullshit, which nobody wants to. That's what people don't realize. It's like, you just don't want to deal with it. Who wants to deal with a crazed lunatic running around screaming shit from the rooftops that isn't true, and then a bunch of idiots actually believing him? I mean, that's the fucking insane part, is that these people don't bother to do any research at all. They just believe whatever comes out of his mouth, whatever cropped screenshot or fake receipt or part of the story he wants to tell but not the rest. They just buy it, hook, line, and sinker. And it's like sad. Because it's like, do you realize how dumb a lot of you are going to look when his trial comes and a lot of this shit comes out in public? Like, it's not going to be cute. It's going to be ugly for a lot of people. And recently I have seen a couple of people be like, I am sorry that I ever fucking gave him money or supported him in any way. This is gross. And it's like, how many other people are thinking that but not saying that out loud, right? How many other people, though, just buy into the nonsense? A lot. They just buy into it. And it's like, don't say nobody didn't try to warn you or tell you, because you're helping him hurt people with bullshit by just buying what he's saying. Go do your own research and look into it. And I don't mean look into it like, oh, well, he said this, so it must be true, right? I mean, go look at his patterns of behavior. And if you go months back, a year back, even longer than a year, 2 years back in my live streams, I'm literally telling everyone what's going to happen that's happening right now. Now, how could I possibly predict the future? I can't predict the future, obviously. That's common sense. But I do know a narcissist, and I do know they have patterns of behavior. And all of his patterns of behavior are the same. Every person he goes after, it's the same fucking thing every time. He says the same lines. He gives the same threats. He spins the same bullshit every fucking time. Now, how would I know exactly what he was going to say and do before he was going to say and do it? Could it possibly be because he's a fucking liar? You know what I mean? How could a multitude of people have the same accusations about that man who don't even like each other, don't talk to each other, don't even know each other? I don't know. Gee, maybe people should start using their brains instead of just buying what he's telling them. Bingo, Sam. He'll spend jail time making flowcharts about how he can get out and then, like, use some fake receipt to revenge get charges on someone for something they didn't do, which he has done at least 4 times that we can prove over the years. He's willing to cross these lines, these illegal lines, to actually set people up. Meanwhile, he claims that everything he's ever done that's bad and is exposed is a setup, which is fucking absurd. Do you know how astronomically, like, you want to talk about science and physics for a second here? What do you think the odds are that everything that he has done is a setup? Check out them odds. See how that works with your physics, all right? And your, come on now, and your science. I'm going to say physics and science. Cool. Use your science, right? Use your science there and try to do your numbers with the statistics and see statistically what the odds are. Okay, that he is always set up. Now, mind you, that goes back, to like 2018, 2017, or even further. That every time he gets caught doing something, it's a setup. Someone set him up. It's a hack, or someone set him up. And then what we find out later on is it wasn't. He sent shit to people. They got a conscience. They sent it to other people. It was released. That's how it happened. Proof. He did it. Videos, text messages, like it's there, it's all there. People choose to not go and look at those things. And we've played them here before. We have showed them. We have told people where to go to look at them. They exist. They're out there. We've told the story a billion times. I can lead a horse to water. I cannot make it drink. It's really that simple. I cannot make a fucking horse drink. He's a horrible person. It doesn't matter who he's doing it to. It's going to happen over and over and over and over. Same, always. I love that my other half always opens it too for other people. Older women, men, like always holds the door. Like he's a good boy, You guys are a lot alike, funny enough, But that's okay. Sometimes, relationships aren't always easy. Sometimes it takes some work. They're not supposed to be easy. 1988 documentary, The People of the Forest. If you want insights into our own relationships on this film about chimps in Africa. Ooh, I had to write that down. You know me, I'm like a history buff, and I love that kind of stuff. Like, that's the kind of stuff that I'm like, ooh, give me the name of it. I'm going to watch this. And now I have to write this down because Grave knows me all too well about I'm a nerd. If you didn't know this about me, I'm a nerd, and I love, like, sort of history of things and looking into, like, things I haven't heard of before. And this is interesting to me. Now I will probably go back and watch that. Oh, thank you. I don't know. It's a good question. I have no idea. I haven't really looked other than right before the stream. I looked online. I'm not sure. Miss Kim talks about church and her religion a lot. It's how she likes talking so poorly of others. And actually, she does in one breath, and the next talking about Mass, Jesus, and Mary. My grandmother was Catholic, and she would never. My grandmother is a Christian woman. She's the only grandmother I have alive. She lives in Florida. She's 89 years old. She's dealing with her third bout of cancer. She made it through 2 already, even at her age. My grandmother's a freaking warrior, but I'll tell you one thing about my very Christian grandmother who makes prayer cookies. She would never sit there and act like she's better than everyone else. And she would never judge people she doesn't know, especially on someone else's word. If you're making your opinions on other people based on someone else's word or what someone else says, if someone else told you this person is bad and they did this and they did that and they did this, and you are dumb enough to make your fucking opinion of that person based on what someone else told you, shame on you. I would never do that. I like to make my opinions on people based on my own experiences with those people, not because someone else told me so. And I see a lot of that happening on both sides. This is why I fully believe there are cults on both sides. I see a lot of this sort of following the leader bullshit, where if one person sits there and downs someone else, or says they're bad, or does this sort of like talking shit about someone, that automatically people in that circle believe them. They don't bother to get to know the person themselves. They don't bother to ask questions or anything of the sort. They just believe them, and they go with that opinion of that person is bad because this person said so. Time to wake up, people, and I don't give a fuck what side you're on. I am not a fan of cults on either side. I don't need to tell my viewers who to like and who not to like, who's done bad shit and who hasn't. The only real people that I call out on this channel is Sewer Turtle, and that is simply because I have so many of his victims that come to me. It hurts my fucking heart, dude. Been through it with him myself. I know exactly what kind of fucking person he is. It's awful, it's terrible, and no one should have to deal with it. Period. Right? I do not take my time to go on Twitter and bash other people, dig into other people's lives, and I never will. It's not who I am. It is not what I am about. It's not a fucking thing. Right? And it'll never be a thing. Not for me, it won't. Right? Benny's right. This is something I say quite a bit. I won't say anything to anyone that I wouldn't actually say to their fucking face anyway. Or if I haven't tried to tell them it in a gentler way, right? Might be a little more crass, but it's not something I wouldn't fucking say to you. I just don't give a fuck. There's a difference, right? This whole whataboutism. Well, this person's bad because they did this, this, and this. Cool, prove it. Don't just say it, prove it. And I don't mean with your fake receipts and your cropped screenshots. I mean, prove what you're fucking saying. Because a lot of the time, the person saying that this person is bad or this person did this, this, and this is lying for a multitude of reasons. Look at Aiden. He covers things up that he's doing. He doesn't want to get caught in his own lies. He's got to blame someone else. That happens with other people, too. And it's like, at what point do people, as adults with their own agency, say, hold on, I'm not being fair to other people by just believing shit about them? I checked myself on that a long fucking time ago, because I watched it happen in decent people over and over on both sides. Shit's not okay. I don't give a fuck what side you're on. I cannot call it out on one side and not call it out on the other. It shouldn't happen to anyone, right? I like people. I'm a people person, right? I don't have an inherent, thing where I just don't like people. I like people, okay? I happen to be a people person that likes people. Sorry, not sorry. I'm social, I like to be social when I'm out. But I can't take someone else's opinion and adapt it as my own. I can't do it. And if I don't bother to get to know someone, what right do I have to judge them just by someone else's words? Not by facts, not by what they've actually done, but just because someone else said so. Sewer Turtle, we know, are facts. These are things that he constantly does. We have evidence, videos, pictures, in full context, not cropped screenshots. We have literal screen recordings of fucking pages and pages and pages, and it never stops. There's no gaps, there's no deletions, it's all there, right? That's not the same when other people do it, right? He gives these gaps, these deletions, these crops, actually makes up fake text messages. He's actually done this. He's changed text messages, okay? I've seen him do that. So it's like, we should all, and I mean all of us, check ourselves. If we are believing that someone is shitty or bad because someone else said so, maybe we should get to know that person ourselves. And if you think you know why somebody does something, have you ever reached out and asked them? Oh, well, they must just do this for attention. I remember when someone tried to say that me sharing with you guys the things that I share with you is a sob story because I live paycheck to paycheck like you guys. I'm poor, right? So that's a sob story. No, that's my real life, right? That's my reality. And I've had everything, and I've made a ton of money when I was a dancer, and I've had nothing, right? I've been there and in between. I've lived it, all of it. It's not a sob story. It's my real life. And I share it with other people so we can connect with one another and knowing that it's not just them who are going through it. I am too, right? That we all go through things and we can all connect in that way and have and share as a sense of community the struggles that we go through, whether it's your dog ate a sock and you got a huge vet bill, or your groceries are $100 more than they were last month and so you had to cut back, right? We're people. I'm a person. I'm a human, right? I share because it's a way to relate to all of you and give you guys a little piece of my life, right? Because I feel like I can share that with all of you. I've always been someone who I guess overshares, but I want everybody to understand where I'm coming from. And maybe that's part of my CPTSD. I don't know. But it's not going to change who I am as a person. It never will, right? So shoot me, I overshare. I don't give a fuck. At least people know who know me know this is what you see is what you get, right? Don't assume to know why someone does something or why someone shares a piece of information. Because I'll tell you, if I had had someone like me way back when to connect with and someone who openly shared like I do, I would have felt less alone. And not feeling alone when you're going through some shit can be a fucking game changer. I'll tell you that. Why? Because I've been through it and I know it. So I don't care who likes the way I run my channel or what they think they know why I share. They don't know. They just assume. And if you're making assumptions about someone, you're dead fucking wrong. And I think everyone needs to check that before they go throwing digs and bashing people they don't really know. Because that's just sad at that point, you know? I can't even, I don't even know, I don't even know what's going on with Grant at this point. I can't explain that away. Just can't do it. But I don't even know. He needs help. All right. It's cray. All right. Yeah. Some of them are like country clubs, legit, like country clubs, Of course he did. Shocker. Ooh, good question, Michael. Does Karen Reed have more trash on the sewer turtle, or does the sewer turtle have more trash on Karen Reed? I would guess that Karen probably has a lot on him just because I know the blackmailing and stuff he did, but that's a good question. Who has what and how much? I don't think I could even answer that because I don't know, but that's a good fucking question. Yes, he is. I mean, King drama, that's his thing, right? King Ratchet. I never wish harm on someone, but I do know that the universe always course corrects, if that makes sense. The universe will always sort of figure out a way to balance itself out, right? It absolutely will balance it. I'm a full believer in the fact that it will balance itself out. I think they're friends. I mean, that's, to me, what it looks like from her posts is that they're friends or they talk, and that Aiden doesn't. And so I feel like he's maybe jealous or upset about that a little bit too. Maybe that's part of the reason why he went cuckoo on her. I mean, he does have this really bad habit of getting like these little petty jealousy things and losing his ever-loving fucking mind over the stupidest of stupid and then making a mountain out of a molehill, but that's him. You know what I mean? So close. I know the rain's not good, my friend. I'm not a fan of the rain. I'll tell you that. That's I don't know. Good point. What will he tell his audience needs money for? He'll think of something, you know. Remember during Christmas time, everybody bought all of his kids brand new iPads and brand new toys and all. Mind you, he was making hundreds of thousands of dollars. He didn't need them to buy anything simply because he was like, I got arrested in front of my kids. They searched my house and went through my kids' toys and took my kids' iPads. By the way, they didn't take the kids' iPads. The kids had their iPads. But just saying, like, he'll figure out a way to, you know, that's what he does. That's what he fucking does. Yeah. I'm not a fan of punching down in any capacity, really. I just think it's shitty behavior. Oh, I definitely wish they would lock his ass up. You don't need to ask for forgiveness, my friend. I fully believe he belongs in jail. He does. I'm sorry, not sorry. He belongs in fucking jail. He can cry and whine and bitch. They're like, oh, they just want me in jail. They just want me in jail. Because you commit crimes, sir. People who commit crimes go to jail. Do you think you're fucking exempt from that? Where, I'm on bail. They want to just put me in jail. No, you want to put you in jail because you keep committing the crimes like blackmail and threats that could put you in jail. Stop blaming everyone else, dude. Come on, stop it. See, this is what I mean. And you can go back, and I mean years, two at least, on my channel, and I will tell you the exact same thing I'm saying now. So it's like, this is what I say about, like, how could I have told the future? If Meredith is posting the same things I'm saying about his patterns, like, the only one I read from her was from, like, 12 hours ago. That's the one I read before I got on here. I was going to look at it with you guys and see if there was anything new, but my point is I couldn't possibly tell the fucking future, dude. It's patterns of behavior because he does the same things over and over. And yeah, it is herd mentality. Scorpio's right. It's herd mentality. It's mob mentality. It's cult mentality on purpose. You know what I mean? And he'll always fabricate. That's he doesn't know how to not fabricate, you know? X is ruthless. You can say that again. It absolutely is. That's why I also choose that when people donate to my channel that I don't have to say their names. I just read the amount and maybe their little note, unless they write underneath it like anonymous or, you know, anon. On Cash App, they have this little like a smiley face sign with a dollar, like the tongue is like a dollar, and I tell people to like click that if they want, like put that in the thing because you can only choose like an emoji for what's it for. And I tell them to put that if they want to remain anonymous. On the other ones, they can just write anonymous or anon, A-N-O-N. And I know automatically not to read some people's like government names when they donate to the channel because then he takes it upon himself to hate watch and then go through my chat and then, you know, oh, this person was on Twisted's chat. So what? So what? A lot of you are like, and I'm fucking proud to be in that chat. One chat that can actually have civil conversations with each other, have both sides of the fence in there, and still learn to be civil human beings that operate as a community. I don't know anywhere else that you can have those conversations without being thrown out or screamed at or, you know, I don't know. But X is ruthless like that. And it's like, you want to poop, and that's his sort of thing, right? Which is like shit on people for being in Twisted's chat so that they like, you shame them out of it or something. And it's like, what should they be ashamed of exactly? Is what I would like to know. What exactly should they be ashamed about? Make it make sense. You know what I mean? There's no such thing as black and white. There is always gray areas, my friends. Scorpio says, hit that like button, please. Yes, please. That would be helpful. You forgot, Benny. You are fired. I do. It's like, you know, 3/4 of a cent or something like that. Like each, however many. I don't know how like to do it like per 1,000 views or something, but it's like, it's pennies. But yes, I do on the little ads that pop up. I appreciate you, Michael. I think if you don't skip them, I think it's more, I believe, but don't quote me on that because they love to change things, you know? He absolutely can catch way more charges if they choose to charge him with a lot of the other things that he has been, you know, reported for. I don't know if they will, when they will, you know. The universe always course corrects, in my opinion. Do you think Karen is outsmarting TV? Karen is out for blood. It's her nature. I also think, like, what choice does he leave anybody? But to, like, sort of put it all out there, you know? Maybe. That's a possibility, too. But I also think he used everyone and uses everyone, right? So it's like the same could be said for him, you know? It's the fact that he calls anybody. Aiden himself is the perpetual fake victim, right? So it's like, it's funny to me that that's and to be clear, I block that, like that name is specifically blocked from my chat. Like you can't say that without it blocking your comment automatically on YouTube, because that's a blocked word in my chat, right? But he is literally the perpetual fake victim. So the fact that he calls everyone else that, or called Lindsay that, to me spoke volumes of the fact that he is the perpetual fake victim himself. So the projection that that man makes is fucking amazing, you know? Doreen, you gotta drive much slower, my friend. Much slower. Just take it, you know, you gotta be super duper. It stopped raining when Ashley dropped me off, but I don't know, it obviously restarted again since then, you know? Many of the cultists will do whatever he tells them. It's their leader. That's the really like sad, fucked up part, you know? I mean, it could be, but why though? The question would be, to me, I would say, is why, right? Why would she need to say anything unless he wasn't telling the full truth and she felt like he wasn't, right? No, don't worry. It's okay. It's the letters. It doesn't do it for the letters. It does it for the full thing. But I was telling you guys ahead of time because it will block it automatically. Because nobody should be called outside of their name, right? The sewer turtle is one thing. He is actually a sewer turtle. But I mean, giving everyone nicknames like they're, you know, dehumanizing people, it's fucking weird. You can use their, like, you know, Twisted, because that's the name I choose to go by online. But I mean, things like calling them, you know, snatch donkey. Like that's what he called Jess Machado in the article that he did against her. He called her a snatch donkey. That's so dehumanizing. And I don't even think Jess Machado deserved to be called a snatch donkey. And I'm not a fucking fan of hers at all, right? I think it's weird. It's a way to dehumanize the victim so that people put a distance in between the person that they're going to harass and make fun of and insult. And it makes it easier for these people to do it. And I mean, he's a cult leader. He knows this, right? I mean, not a shock. It's a way to sort of separate yourself from the other person that you're harming. It's sad, right? Yeah, it's like two narcissists divorcing. It's fucking insane, you know? Oh, son of a foster, you don't have to tell me. I already know that, right? I already know that. He is incapable of taking any responsibility for anything, you know? He's always been the puppeteer. You know, they want to blame everyone else except him. And that's the part that I've always had a problem, which is, when does he have to take any accountability for anything? And he's incapable of taking any accountability for any of it. It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. He's just incapable of doing it. You know, it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it to change that. But I do hope that he sits his ass right in jail where he belongs. You know? Let me see. I'm trying to see. Where is it? Okay. Move this actually over here for a second, and we'll peek at this and see what is on X right now. Because, like I said, I read the one comment Meredith made like 12 hours ago, and I haven't, like, right before the stream, just because I had just gotten home. Wait, what? Like the real one? Hold on. Is Roberta on right now? Hold on. Roberta. Dindu. He feeds me, folks. Good boy. Good boy. He made dinner. It's like piping hot too. I'm just gonna like mix it up for a second. I'm gonna let it sit here. She has it recording. Okay, hold on. Let me pop over there. Hold on. Let me put my down over here. Okay. Topless food delivery, right? Not too shabby, ladies, right? Not too shabby. Okay, hold on. Roberta, I know who Roberta is. Very familiar with Roberta. Let's see.
To fix her hot
It is the
water
best
issues in
gift.
Mansfield.
Food. Gotta love food. And I
she
get it shirtless.
really
Papa.
pissed John O'Keefe off because John O'Keefe said, Papa
Right,
and Papa, his dad, who's the plumber, would have fixed it for you.
Okay, hold on.
He's asking all sorts of detailed questions about her plumbing issue. Apparently, Richie, the plumber, had shown Karen Reed a rusty part and had gone to Home Depot and promised to come back mañana after the massive nor'easter to fix Karen Reed's hot water issues. We're not sure when if those hot water issues were ever resolved, or if Richie the plumber exists. He may be a real guy that Karen might have once known or used. He may not exist at all. It may be a total figment of her imagination. We don't know. She may have actually texted a Richie the plumber. But since the police didn't investigate, we don't know. In Massachusetts, okay, what's going on with this website? The threat in Massachusetts, as well as across the country, victims who report crimes, witnesses who come forward, good people simply do the right thing, are being harassed, defamed, threatened, and pressured into silence. Where else besides this case?
Where else
is that happening?
Here. Oh, top chat. I gotta move it to all live.
Where else besides this case is this happening? You're saying this is a commonplace thing?
Not common. I mean,
are you going to include any proof of that? Do I get any receipts or no?
I'm looking.
It's definitely happened because of an innocence fraud campaign that needs alternative suspects to Karen Reed.
Damn it.
And that is why Karen Reed targeted Karen Roberts and Jennifer McCabe that morning, because otherwise she didn't rope in people. It would just be her. It's John O'Keefe's dead, lifeless body that she's jumping on and rubbing on.
Damn it.
And she was the last person to see him alive. And it's her taillight that smashed to smithereens and her own incriminating and contradictory statements. She couldn't point to Jen McCabe's 911 call. She couldn't point to Jen McCabe's behavior or Carrie Roberts' behavior. And this is something I believe Karen Reed's been doing her whole life, mixing in people, using their weaknesses against them.
She did. Oh boy, what we thought she did. Damn.
And creating a conspiracy theory story to get away with.
We missed her. Damn it. We missed it. I was going to see if she was still there. It could be fake. You guys have to remember, people are allowed to make whatever screen name they want. And so they essentially can make a screen name of anyone's name with like letters and numbers after it and just pretend. I mean, people do all the time to me. They pretend to be me. And I have to remind people I have one X account, 2 Facebook accounts, because I have my regular name, my personal one, and then I have the Twisted Tragedies one. So technically I have 2 Facebook accounts, my personal one and my business one. But I have one X account, 1 YouTube account, right? My name is Twisted Tragedies, but people will literally make up accounts, say Twisted Tragedies 777 or Twisted Tragedies 05, or you know what I mean? Like they make fake accounts all the fucking time. I have one X account. It's at Twisted Tragedy 3, not Tragedies, at Twisted Tragedy 3, because at Twisted Tragedy was already taken for some reason. So it's at Twisted Tragedy 3. And then you'll see my name. It'll say Twisted Tragedies on the top, but the that's my only X account, Twitter. And then this is my only YouTube account, and I have the Twisted Tragedies Facebook account, and then I have my personal Facebook account. That's it. So I just remind people, like, I only have one. And they'll make fake accounts of pretty much anyone. That's what the trolls do, right? They'll make fun of it'll be like Twisted Tragedies sunglasses. It'll be like a picture of your sunglasses. It's fucking weird. Like that's what you guys have time for. Wowza, you're pathetic. I would never take the time to make an account sort of attempting to insult someone in some way. That's fucking weird. Like, that's just weird shit. You know what I mean? Like, simply because the sewer turtle told me that person's bad. That's just weird. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird. Yeah, weird. Weird. All right. Well, I mean, we did pop in over there. I just wanted to pop in and see if it was her. But there's no way to tell, unfortunately. There's no way to tell. There's no way to tell because they would just make big, unless, you know, she proves it or something. I know that she does have a YouTube, obviously, because she's in JFK's chat, but I don't know what that name is other than her own name. I don't know if there's letters or numbers after it or anything like that. And you can change your YouTube name. I think though, if you change it, you're stuck with it for like a certain amount of time. I don't know if it's a month or a week or a couple of days. I can't remember like the specific, because I've never changed mine, but I remember one of you guys saying, or a couple of you guys over the 2 years being like, oh, I changed my ex name, it's so-and-so, but I can't change it back for this many days or this many hours. So I don't know. I can't remember how many days or hours it is specifically, but I think after you change it, you have to wait. To change it back. Which is like, okay, cool. Let's remember, everyone, that we have the Brian Walsh case in the morning. It starts tomorrow. So we will be here bright and early. Right after I put my little on the bus, I will be here with all of you because it is the first day of Brian Walsh's trial. So let's remember that I'll be early tomorrow because it won't be like 11 like it normally is. It'll be, 9, essentially, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I mean, you can have multiple accounts. I just don't because it's like I don't have time. I barely have time to check all my messages and text messages and all that shit. I never have time. So I can't even imagine having more than one. I already have more than one email. Right? Because I have a personal email, I have a business email, I have an email that I send like all my junk mail or signups to for like newsletters and stuff. I use a specific one for that. I use my business, then my personal. So it's like I already have 3 emails. I don't need freaking 3 X accounts and 3 Twitter accounts and 3. There's no way I could keep up with that. I do all my social media stuff on my own, except for YouTube. Right? I have my mods here who help me, and Discord. I have my mods that help me there too. But other than that, everything else runs solely by me. It's not enough hours in the freaking day, I'm telling you. The 4th and the 5th, he has one in Jersey on the 4th, and I believe that's still Zoom, but they could, if a judge asks for you to be held, I mean, it could happen, and then they would have to hold you here. Like the Massachusetts State Police would have to get an order from them, hold you, but it's a whole process. Nonetheless, he has a court date on the 4th of December. He's got a court date on the 5th of December. So we'll work that in somehow. I don't know how yet, but we will work it in to the Brian Walsh thing. Even if I have to like watch one on one screen and have you guys watching the other on this screen and like use 2 different headphones and switch off, like whatever it is I have to do, I will do it. If I have to stop the Walsh thing and play his live and then go back to the Walsh thing, I will. Because at least I can pause with the Walsh thing. His thing, if it's a Zoom, you can't pause it. You can it's a one and done basically. So, but however we have to do it, we'll do it. Who knows? Who knows who would be taking it? You know what I mean? I do think that it's going to be interesting for the 4th and the 5th to see what might happen there. After that, I believe there's other ones. Oh, you're done? Yeah, everyone stopped? Oh. Don't worry, give them 20 minutes. They'll start again. You know how they work. You know how they operate. It's like never-ending trolls. But you also have to remember how many of the accounts are Aiden himself. Trump versus DeSantis. The other one I just got caught on the other day. I kid you not when I say he has dozens and dozens of fake accounts. I'm not joking when I say that. I'm being dead serious and telling you the truth. That man has dozens and dozens of fake accounts. How sad. Why? He literally will get on and talk about himself in third person. Aiden is so smart. Aiden looks so hot. I kid you not. How do you know what he does? Right? Like, he will literally get on and defend himself on fake accounts, talk to himself on fake accounts, like, and just switch from one account to the next one, to the next one, to the next one, to the next one, like dozens and dozens of them. Like, that's not the sign of a sane, mentally well person. Okay? It's just not. Anybody who tries to claim it is would be a fucking liar. Would they make dozens of sock accounts? No, they wouldn't. Even as a creator, you would have no reason to make dozens of sock accounts unless you are literally harassing people or you need to defend yourself 24/7. He talks about, in the clip someone sent me, that like Meredith can't not defend herself. And it's like, sir, newsflash, sir, you have dozens and dozens of fake accounts to talk about yourself in the third person and defend yourself. So like, maybe we should talk about that for a second before you poo-poo on someone else. And it's like, the hypocrisy is the part that gets me from anyone. It's the part that blows my mind the most, is you do the exact thing that you are complaining other people are doing. Make it make sense. Be be someone that gives an example. I don't do that. I do not make fake accounts, right? If I have something to say, I will say it from my account or from here, my channel, with no problem, with my chest, right? I don't need to fucking make 10 accounts to say it. That's weird shit and a waste of time, in my opinion, right? But we're not talking about the same person. He complains about other people doing the same thing that he does. The problem is he wants to keep what he does a secret. He just wants to shit on other people and keep the exact same thing that he did a secret. And it's like, come on, man. At what point, right? The gaslighting is where it gets to be a little much, right? And that's mostly what he does, is the gaslighting. It's a lot, and I mean a fucking lot of gaslighting. If this fireplace here, all right, it's purple flames, all right? If you told his audience that these flames were purple, right, he would go back and tell his audience that these flames are blue. And even though they can see purple flames in this picture, right, he would say, well, your eye is just playing tricks on you. It's actually blue, guys. People would start saying that they saw blue flames and that it's not purple and that it actually is blue, simply because he said so. They will lie for him for no real reason, right? No real reason. And you will see people actually saying it's blue because he said so. And he made up a whole story about why it's actually blue, even though what you can see is purple and it's not purple. That's what makes it dangerous and scary. That's what makes it a cult. You didn't see what you saw with your own eyes, and you didn't hear what you heard with your own ears. Let me tell you what you heard and what you saw. And let me spin it so it makes me look good and other people look bad. It's the same shit, isn't that? I'm like, I want this. I want all this. I want my house to look exactly like this. Believe me, a pink couch, I want it, all right? I have pink stockings. I have a black stocking somewhere. But I want that black and pink and white thing that goes right over I want it. I want all the presents under my tree to be, use black bows and have pink and purple and black wrapping paper. I always find pink wrapping paper, but I can never find the black wrapping paper. I can never find the black ribbon, and the white and the purple wrapping paper. Oh my God, imagine if she went and asked him questions. He would call the cops the same way he did when JLR was across the street from his house and yelling things at him. He called the cops. And JLR was like, well, I'm just across the street. I'm on a public place. Yeah. I'm in a public place, Aiden. What do you mean? It's okay. I'm asking questions. I'm not allowed to ask questions. You said I could ask questions. You said it's just asking questions, Aiden. You don't like it? Aiden actually called the cops and told them that he was harassing him by screaming at him from across the street on a public sidewalk. So it's like, it just shows you the hypocrisy, where he's okay to do it to other people, but if anybody does it to him, it's a completely different story. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I do cook. I just don't like to. I'm not a fan. Not a fan, all right? Because then I don't want to eat because I cooked and because my back is such junk. Standing there and having to like bend over, it fucking kills me. I have to pull up a chair sometimes. I kid you not. I have to literally pull up a chair to the stove. Like, if I'm going to make something quick and easy, like meatloaf, where you're just putting the meat in and then you put in the onions and then like I'm okay with that. But if I'm like on the stove and I'm cooking like 3 or 4 different things to make like a pull, like standing there for an hour and a half, like my back after that starts to make my legs start to feel like jelly. And then I'm also not hungry because I've been smelling the food the entire time, right? Like I like to bake. Fun fact, I don't love cooking, but I do love baking. I know, weird. Don't ask me. I could sit when I'm just like making them and like, it's for me, the baking is where the art is. But luckily my husband learned how to cook just for me. So that the last couple of years ago, 3 years ago. So now I get a load up sometimes, Oh, he was drunk. Oh my God. I mean, that's the thing. She even said he was drunk. So it's like, so now we're just going to magically say he wasn't drunk? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, I want the garland. The garland looks beautiful. I know, I'm sorry. Sorry to disappoint you. I will cook for you. I will cook for all of you. I just don't like to do it, right? Like, I'm not a fan of cooking. I do cook all the time. But do I like to? No. I mean, I have to, right? Like, I run a household. I have to cook. But do I like doing it is the question. No, I don't fucking like it, all right? I don't like it. My mother loved it. She's a chef. But I'm not a fan of it, no. I mean, I do it, obviously, all week long, but I'm not a fan. I'm a fan of baking, though. I love baking. Love baking. Yeah, it's like a thing. Like, it's my art, See? I'm not the only one. Lisa doesn't like it either. So fuck this. I don't like it. Yeah, you definitely are used to the standing because you stand for all that time with the dogs and stuff. Ooh. Yeah, see, I'm not the only one who doesn't like to cook, Ooh, soup. Is that soup? That's soup, right? No worries. That's okay, Dougie. That's all right. We can go back and I can go back and look at it later and maybe try to clip for you guys to see. I like to bake. Oh, I totally can make brownies. I make a really good sundae cupcake. Like, it's called like a sundae. It's like a cherry and chocolate sauce. And I make a good s'mores cupcake with a graham cracker crumb crust bottom and marshmallow inside. Just saying. Oh yeah, it definitely would be better because you like to cook. I mean, to be fair, my food's always good, but I would definitely think that yours would probably be better because you love cooking, and that's kind of how it goes. If you just love cooking, like your food's always gonna taste better because there's love in it. There's love. To be fair, I make my food with love. I just hate cooking. I made it with love for family. I just don't like doing it. It's right, exactly. It's not my favorite thing. Like, I do it, I can do it all the time. I don't like to, though. Maybe because it's like a chore, right? You're like, it's like washing dishes. Who the fuck likes to wash the dishes? I don't like washing dishes, but I do it. I do love baking, though. I know it's weird. I don't know. Weird. See, you hate baking. See, I'll take the well. How about this? You cook and I'll bake, right? You make the meal and I'll make the dessert. Capiche? Sounds good to me. That's a good deal. Maybe. It's funny. Maybe she is, Oh, a lava cake. I actually have not made a molten lava cake at home. I've definitely eaten plenty of lava cakes that other people have made, but I've actually never made a lava cake myself. I made a lot of different cakes, but a lava cake is not. I made a bundt cake, an angel food cake, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I think chocolate, like when I have ever gotten a lava cakes, like if you order them from somewhere or whatever, I get like tiny ones, like small ones, because I can only have like 3 or 4 bites because the chocolate is so rich that you just, you know what I mean? Does it have the death cap mushrooms in it? Ooh, I'll take the gratin. Oh, gratin's always good, no matter what kind it is. Gratin. Good gratin potatoes, and I'll take a beef Wellington. My husband actually made steak tips last night. Fun fact. Steak tips and mashed potatoes and vegetables, which was delicious. I actually took them out. He wanted to make them, so I was like, okay, have at it, brah. Have at it. Yeah, I'd have to have like a real small one, like this, like small, Oh, they're just especially good when they're hot. You got to have it like warm right out of the oven. Like, oh, I've made a messy cake. And then what you do is with the leftovers, right, you make cake pops. Get some melted chocolate and you make cake pops out of the leftover pieces after you make a cake, and you cut it. You use those cut pieces later and you roll them into balls and yep, cake pops. Cake pops. Yeah, seriously. Rice and beans, plantains. We used to eat a lot of plantains here. Newsflash, I'm Spanish. We use a lot of, like I told you guys earlier, adobo and sazon here in this house. And my little loves plantains, fried plantains, loves fried plantains. And we all love rice and beans. I mean, you can't go wrong with rice and beans in my house. Yeah, see, I don't do a lot of sugar either. I mean, I'll eat, like, if I bake and I make cupcakes, I'll eat a cupcake. Or if I bake and I make brownies, I'll eat a piece of a brownie. But I don't go out and like buy candy or chocolate unless it's like for holiday for the kids and I'll have like a Twizzler or something. I'm not a huge like snacker, if that makes sense. Like if I'm gonna have a snack, I want it to be like a salad with like pita bread, or like you know what I mean? I want it to be like a meal, but if that makes sense, Yeah, me too. Rice and beans all day. I'll take it all day. Rice and beans all day. So, you guys want to hear a fun fact? So we make and I love bacon, all right, but I'm not a huge fan of pork chops, if that makes sense. I'm not a pork chop person. I've never been a pork chop person at all, right? But what we do make is we get it pre-seasoned and then we add our own seasonings to it. But we get a pork tenderloin, okay? And my little does not like to eat pork, if you call it pork, besides bacon, right? She's kind of like me. And so at my house, we call it juicy chicken. You can tell her you're making juicy chicken, she will eat the hell out of it. But don't call it pork tender. She'll be like, what is that? I don't know what that is. I'm not eating it. No, it's juicy chicken. That's what we call it, juicy chicken. We call it juicy chicken at my house. Ooh, girl, listen. Oh, Bobby Flay over here. I used to love when everyone would be like, bam, kick it up a notch. Just a bam. Ooh. Jerk chicken. See, I'm not a spice. Okay, make fun of me all you want. I'm Spanish and I don't like things spicy. Like I'll have, buffalo chicken. I love buffalo chicken, but I don't like spicy things. Like I don't like it if it's spicy. I like it if it's mild. I can do mild, but if it is spicy, I am not a fan. Not a fan. I did see it on Facebook. It looked delicious. Yeah, when she comes to visit, she'll tell you, because we have plants. All right, we have plants. Oh, love it. Us Puerto Ricans, we can be a little spicy, ourselves a little spicy. Watch out for knives and, don't get hit with a pan. That's all I can say. All right. Don't get smacked with a frying pan. Well, I mean, close enough then, right? Like, close enough. That's okay. My husband thinks he is now too. You should see him. I kid you not, in the kitchen with the sazon and the adobo. And other people, like, when they ask what we put on, and we share, like, we'll make dinner and share with the neighbors or whatever. I'm like, oh, what did you put on this, Josh? And he's like, oh, sazon, adobo. And they're like, what? And I'm like, it's Spanish seasonings that we use at home. And I just look at, he is Irish, like Irishy Irish, all right? And here he is cooking Spanish food, all right? They probably do think you're Mexican, right? Because you get dark like me in the summertime. In the wintertime, I'm freaking white as a ghost. And I didn't do a lot of the sitting out that I did the year before, like last year. But when I'm out like all summer long, I get dark, like dark. And then the winter time, I get super, super light. But in the summertime, you can tell that I am Spanish because of how dark I get. It's the Congolesian and the Portuguese and the Spanish in me that comes right on out, And then in the wintertime, my Irish side comes out and they're like, yeah, you're white now. There's no sun. Oh, girl, listen. I will cook you Puerto Rican food and you will love it. Yeah, no, she's in North Carolina. I wish she was here. If she was here, I mean, I would think we would have a beer at least once a week and watch a football game. I'm just saying, all right? Food, football game, beer. That would be amazing. She's got to be so far from me and whatnot. Ooh, that sounds like fun. right? To me, I'm like, move me to Florida or the Carolinas. I'll take the Carolinas. That's fine with me, you know? Oh, no. Not spicy, mild. See, I can't do spicy like that. I just can't do it. I love that. Is she coming up for the holidays, Benny? That might be fun if she came up for the holidays. You know, we could all go out. Ooh, you are? Ooh, brunch. Brunch on New Year sounds fun. Yeah, me neither. I don't want to sweat and then like have to drink milk while I'm eating, even though my grandmother used to make us have a cup of milk at dinner every night before you could have anything else. It was always like, you have to have a cup of milk first. All right. Always. Ghost pepper sauce. Oh, no. You're probably like immune to anything that's mild at this point if you like ghost pepper sauce. See, I can't do spicy. Can't. Oh, my God. You guys are brave. You guys are so brave. Yeah, you guys get a lot of sun out there. You know, you get the stressy and depressy here. I hate the winter. It's very stressy and depressing. It literally is. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. All right. Not. So dark. Barbecue. Barbecue's so good. I look like Casper year round. Joan said, that's okay. All 2 out of 3 of my kids look like that, so it's fine. The same, right? My 2 youngest look like they're adopted in the summertime because they are so freaking white, like their dad. And my oldest is the only one. She gets dark like me. She's a mini me, literally. But my 2 youngest, they are, you know, they blend in. If they just walked up to the wall and stuck their hands up, okay, you'd be like, hey, where'd you go? Where'd you go now? You're Whitey Whiterson. You blending in. You blending in. Like, they are so freaking white. They are blending in with the wall. I'm telling you that my best friend, God rest her soul, used to screw with me all the time because my middle daughter has bright blue eyes. She was born with blonde hair. My ex-husband was a blonde when he was born, and his dad is a blonde, and they both have blue eyes. So she came out looking like her dad, obviously. And my other kids have dark hair and dark eyes. And so she's my only blue-eyed baby. And my best friend used to be like, you sure you didn't steal this baby from the hospital? I'm like, I gave birth to her. No, I didn't steal her from the hospital. But that was like the difference. You know what I mean? She looked more like her dad than she looks like me. You know what I like? Some good fried clams. I was just telling Ashley that today. I'm like, fried clams. You need to get some goddamn fried clams. Sounds delicious, but they are expensive. But they sound delicious. Girl, me either. I went out today with Ash, and like where I go out to like the grocery store or something, I don't go out much, right? I don't go out much. I don't go out much at all. And so we're like, you know, walking around the flea market, and I'm like, this is great. We're joking, we're laughing, I got some fried dough at the stand inside, and I was like, this is great. I don't get out much, so it's nice to just go out with a friend and, you know, have a nice Sunday, you know? Yeah, that definitely clears the sinuses. So I get what you mean, Beach. I'm the same way. And it's really because I don't have a car. So I'm kind of like stuck at home, which sucks. But it is what it is. Can't afford it, you know? Yeah, I imagine mascara is running down your face and you're trying to finish a ghost pepper chicken wing. It's probably straight in your blood. I mean, if you bleed out, I want you to taste. You know, if a dog bites you and your finger starts to bleed, I want you to taste if you can taste ghost pepper or not. I bet you can. I bet you can. You too, Joan. Bet you can. Oh, that sounds awesome. I love that. Right? You know what I'm saying? Two out of the 3 of my children do not favor looking like me. They look like dad. They look like dad. They don't look like me. Dad's pretty proud of that, though. I'll tell you, you know? Yeah, I'm so tired of it. It's stressy and depressing. Boo. It's pitch black by like 4:30, and I'm like, feels like it's 8:30, you know? Boo. Boo, boo, boo. Yeah. Yeah, Thanksgiving. Around this time, it gets busy for everybody, I feel like, right? You don't like seafood? I only like certain seafood. So I'll eat fried clams, haddock, some salmon. like there's certain things I'll eat and that scallops. There's certain things that I will not eat. For lobster, but I'm not a fan of like quahogs. I can't eat anything like that, or not fried clams. I have to have certain seafoods I'll eat. You know, I love that. My great grandparents are off the boat from Ireland and Scotland. My biological dad's parents, so my great grandparents. And I feel like everybody's been super busy this week. All right, so remember that we're going to be here early in the morning. Haddock, yeah. Ooh, my grandmother used to make a ferocious baked haddock, right? That's how I learned, my grandmother. But it'll be about 9 tomorrow morning because the trial's going to start and I'm going to pop my kiddo on the bus, but it'll be about 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then because the Walsh case starts early. So, ooh, 7 fishes. Yeah, we never did that just because not enough people ate fish or weren't allergic to fish. So it was like selective with the fish. But a lot of people do like seafood boils and stuff like that. And my grandfather used to do a lobster boil every 4th of July. And he used to make his famous clam chowder and lobsters. And everybody loved it. Everybody loved it. We had a huge party down at my grandparents' summer cottage every year. It was sad after my grandfather died when I was almost 18, 17. And I found out I was pregnant after he died. So my grandfather never got to meet his great-grandchildren, although my grandmother did. But after he died, a lot of those traditions kind of left with him, unfortunately. I think my grandmother was too heartbroken at that point to keep some of those, you know, because he was the one who ran it, right? Uncle Sandy, as with all the other kids, you know, he was great uncle. So Uncle Sandy, my grandfather's name was Sanderson, funny enough. I know, weird name, but that was his name, Sanderson. And so they called him Uncle Sandy. And I just called him Bambi, because when I was a kid, I couldn't say Grampy. Couldn't say the G word when I was little, when I was a toddler. And so I could only say Bambi instead of Grampy. And so it stuck with all of my grandfather's grandkids. We all called him Bambi. And then as I got older, I shortened it. Because, I mean, once I was like a teen and preteen, I was like, you can't call him Bambi. I mean, now you're just Bamps, right? Just call him Bamps. Or when I would kid around with him, I'd call him Bamp Father. Like, thanks, Bamps. But it was funny because I couldn't say the G when I was a kid. I couldn't say grandpa or grandfather. So, you know, couldn't say grandpa or grampy. So I called him Bambi. And it just stuck from there. You know, apparently they thought it was cute enough that we could just keep using it. And so that's who he was when he passed. He was my Bamps, my Bambi. And, you know, we were walking through today through the flea market, and I'm seeing all these different things, like this ceramic tree that has the lights on it. You used to have to, if one light went out, you used to have to buy a new light, right? My grandparents had one on their dining room table and put it out every year along with the manger and all the little Christmas like houses and trees and all that stuff. And it just like, I'm walking through and I'm seeing some of these things from when I was a kid that my grandparents had. And it just like, those memories just flooded back in, right? Like the feeling and the warmth, and it was great. Like, it's nice to have those memories of my grandparents, because my grandmother and my grandfather helped raise me. And I try to give my kids some of the things that my grandparents did for me, sort of keep some of those things alive. And it was nice to be able to sort of see some of the things, older things. You're gonna find a lot of older things at the market from when I was a kid that I haven't seen in I don't even know how long. And so the instant memories just kind of come back to you. It was kind of cool. It's definitely cool, that's for sure. All right. I'm jealous. I've never been to Ireland. I would love to. I am Scottish, Irish, Portuguese, Congolesian, Puerto Rican, and that's pretty much it. West African. I did my DNA years and years ago because my mom was adopted. So, ooh, that's a good question. What if he pleads guilty before his trial starts? Then it won't be a trial. But I feel like if he was gonna plead guilty, he probably would have when he pled guilty to the other two. right? Like, in my opinion, if he was going to plead guilty to this one, I feel like he probably would have pled guilty when he pled guilty to the other two and not bothered picking a jury, right? Like, wouldn't that make more, like, that would be my, I mean, he could up until the very second day, just, seat the jury and even during. So, hey, you never know. I love the memories. Memories are always amazing, My best friend used to take a lot of pictures, and I used to yell at her about it. Like, God damn it, Jen, stop taking so many fucking pictures. Like, get the camera out of my face, God damn it. And when she died, I was glad that she took all those pictures, that I had all those pictures with her. So many pictures over so many memories, birthdays, Christmases, holidays, nights out with friends, in the car being goofballs, going to Mary Lou's and getting a coffee, just at the house being dorks. Like, so many memories. And I'm glad my sister made me this really long slideshow of just picture after picture after picture of her with my kids, me with her kid, like, just, all these memories. And she was part of my family and I was part of hers. So my family very much has pictures with her too. So it's like, I'm glad, even after that it was so annoying at the time, I am glad that she took all of those pictures of us, because I wouldn't have them. I wouldn't, my youngest wouldn't, she was born after she passed, so my youngest wouldn't even know who she was named after, right? She's named after my best friend who passed away, and now the pictures are over in the house, so she could be like, that's Auntie Jenna. Like, so I'm glad that she took so many pictures, even though it was annoying at the time, because I'm like, fuck it, like, now I have all those memories in the pictures, and I wouldn't have otherwise, because I wasn't a picture. Still am bad at taking pictures when I'm in the middle of doing something, not very good at it. I don't think about it a lot of like, oh, hey, let's take a picture. I'm glad I took one on Thanksgiving, but like, usually, like, for the birthday party, like, I forgot to take pictures while the kids were like running around at the party. Like, I took it beforehand when I set everything up, took a couple afterwards, but I forgot to do it while the kids were there. Well, that's because this kid needed this and this kid needed that, and I was busy doing the, sand art with them on the floor and making sure that they didn't, dump it too far in there and overflow it. And but I was glad to have all those pictures and memories. And my husband takes a lot of pictures, thank God, when I'm not looking and paying attention. So we do have a lot of little clip videos and stuff that he has made, which is nice. I would love it. I would love to visit Ireland. It's on my bucket list. Yeah, definitely don't go there for the summer months. It rains a lot, I heard there. I also heard Iceland was gorgeous. They drink a lot for a reason, I bet. I do want to go to just like a little Irish pub. I feel like that would be such a blast, 10 days. Oh, that sounds like so much fun. I'm not even going to lie. I also need to go on a cruise because that's on my bucket list and I have not ever been on a cruise. Just saying. We need to do like a group cruise. I feel like that would be a blast. Just get all the people who want to go together on a, we'll all get in together and we'll all do a cruise. Maybe we can even buy one of those really fancy rooms that like has like 4 bedrooms in it. And it's like on the corner of the boat and it has like a slide, like everyone gets in together and we all go. Take a giant group trip. That would be so much fun. Oh my God, imagine. I used to run too, a long time ago. I used to run every freaking morning, dude, every morning. And I quit smoking for a period. I would run every morning. And then, I don't know, I picked up cigarettes again. And after my dad died, and it's hard to put them back down and get back into it again, I definitely probably did not run 3 miles, that's for sure. I ran, but not for 3 miles. Oh, March, yeah, definitely cold. Yeah, I'm bad at taking pictures too, Yeah, inclusive. You want inclusive if you do a cruise. You don't want to pay for everything separate unless it's like spending money of like, trinkets and things like that. Oh, that would be so cool, March. I don't know. Did they have opposite? They have opposite, right? Like there's this opposite over there. Like summer is winter and winter is summer, I think. That's how it works. I'm pretty sure. Oh, cool. My water is delayed. It's supposed to be here yesterday, and now apparently it's not going to be here tomorrow. Cool. Thanks, Walmart. Ooh, I bet they have the oldest castles. Those would be so cool. All right. I love your stinking faces. I'm going to go eat my dinner now. Been here 3 hours. I'll be here at 9 in the morning. of course, for the Brian Walsh trial. So I will see all of you who will be watching it with us here, and that'll be what we'll be doing while we're covering that case. Hopefully that one will be not as long as, you know, I suspect it'll be about 3 weeks, but again, with all the time that they take out, I feel like it could have been done longer, you know? But if you'd like to donate to the channel or you're catching me on the restream, there's a bunch of different ways to support the channel. We appreciate and we need the support because we're just a small channel. We don't have any corporate, you know, sponsors. We don't have sponsors. There's no other content creators that are sort of helping us out. So any and all donations are welcome and helpful to the channel. You can hit the like button. You can subscribe. Those are both free. You can share the video. That is also free. You can hit the hype button after this live stream, and that is also very helpful. Apparently to small creators, it's like a new thing YouTube is doing, and you can hype a video 3 times a week. That's definitely always helpful. And then there are the other options, which are the most direct to any creator if they have them, which is Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Revolut. We have Chime. We have a link you can click on for credit or debit. Enter any amount you want. You can remain anonymous on any of these. We have an Amazon wish list. That's in the description of the video. The link is in the description of the video. It's also posted to the top of the chat. So if you're getting the restream, all that stuff is there. I love your stinking faces. I'll see you all in the morning. Everybody have an amazing night. Bye.